crime chat rats. Y'all come on in. Welcome to the Rat House. Let's ride! Puff, puff, pass. True crime chat rats. All across the world we coming through like that. Taking all the facts, put them in a trap. Yeah, we coming through like that. Rat House, Rat House, chat rats. Yeah. Rat House, Rat House, chat rats. Yeah. When the scene lights up, I'm the rat in the pack, rolling deep with my rat pack down this dirt road track. We picking apart the crime, every player, every clue. Where it all went sideways, we exposing the truth. Rat House Media, every night the llamas glow, chatting cases round the fire, letting the real shit show. Players hiding motives, evidence in the files. We hunt it down relentless, turn whispers into trials. All my rats online, from the backwoods to the coast. We pull you deep in the hollow where the real stories goes. Connecting dots in the house, no loose ends, no lies. Worldwide country rats, we running these crimes. Puff, puff, pass. True crime share rats. All across the world we coming through like that. Taking all the facts, put them in a trap. Yeah, we coming through like that. When you see the scene, better know it's the rats. Deep in the house, closing every gap, setting every trap. We sniff through the bullshit, rewrite the final act. Rat House forever, now pass that back. Now pass that back. Puff, puff, pass. True crime chat rats. All the traffic, never topic through the devil. Through like that. Puff, puff, pass.
Yo, what up, people? Welcome to the internet. We'll be your hosts. Welcome to a Wednesday, hump day, where we're going to find out what the hell this Lego scandal is about. Tired of hearing about it. So now we're going to just deep dive it. We're just going to go into it. We're going to start at the beginning and figure out what it is and what's going on. What up, Dean?
Yo, what's going on, dude? Danny, did you see me fucking getting down backstage? I know you can see the preview.
It was crazy.
I was getting wild to that song, guys. Fucking bobbing my head. I was like,
The good thing you're in there by yourself. Somebody could have gotten hurt.
Yeah, dude, I was throwing elbows back like it's a hardcore mosh pit, dude. I was like, fucking puff, puff, pass, bitch.
Yeah. So I saw y'all talking about it the other night. And then a couple of people here and there talking about it, and forever just here and there talking about it. The Lego scandal.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out why it's so interesting to people.
It is really interesting for people that don't know this situation in Utah where this company stole this guy's fucking Lego collection, this old man, and the police are getting involved and helping the company that stole. It's literally insane.
Yeah, so we've got some of the creators to talk about it, and some of these dudes are massive YouTube creators.
Mm-hmm.
These are not FKR people. These are fucking crazy dudes. Look, 18.1 million subscribers. So I'm going to drop the link in the chat. Bam, subscribe. If you're not subbed, go sub. This is Penguin Zero.
Yeah, also known as Moist Critical.
Critical.
Yeah, Moist Critical, same dude. He's a really good content creator. I watch pretty much all his videos, but he's been covering the Lego scandal. And yeah.
Yeah, so this is the first video he did on it, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
But we've got some Reckless Ben stuff too, but it's kind of faster to get a rundown and then watch a little bit of all of it. We got plenty of time. Plenty of time, nowhere to go. So Let's Lego.
Lego.
Let's check this shit out. Lego.
Lego-related crime. It is a crazy web of malicious bad actors, shady individuals. It's like the Lego cartel. I don't know how to do this intro to really lay the foundation in a way that captures the scope because it is that big. So I highly recommend you watch his entire video. I'm going to go over a lot of it here because I have been captivated by this. And this is only part one. It actually, there's more to it, but I think it's only fitting that we start from the very beginning.
And spent his life collecting what's now known as the world's largest Lego Star Wars collection ever. It's estimated to be worth around $200,000. And then the entire thing got stolen, and the police are actively working with the thieves to cover the entire thing up. But the craziest part is that the collector doesn't even know that his collection's been stolen. Yeah, the collector's son, Brian, well, he reached out to me because he has no clue how to break this news to his dad.
So that's the surface level analysis here. It becomes like a full-blown fucking noir film, though. It gets so deep. But fundamentally,
And yeah, when that Turtle Boy video comes out, somebody let me know. Send me the link. We'll check out that interview.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna get hooked on this. I kind of feel like we might. I don't know. Hopefully, some people show up for it.
There's so much to unpack with this fucking Lego scandal.
Well, we're gonna unpack it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Just
I
a
was
little
like-
bit of silence.
Yeah, I was like, did it freeze for me or something? Because like you like stayed still.
That was my transformative content. My
Okay,
transformative commentary right there.
good
Nothing.
shit, Danny.
Nothing. Zero.
Nothing.
individual who has spent years and tons of money accumulating an extremely valuable Lego collection worth up to $200,000 of value, has had it stolen from him, unbeknown to him. And unfortunately, law enforcement has repeatedly shown that they have no interest in investigating this case or helping in any way, and have instead been far more on the side of the dubious perpetrators. And this individual's son has reached out to this YouTuber, Reckless Bin, because he's just caught in between a rock and a hard cock at this point. Like, there's very few options left, since going through the proper channels of like the police, who you would expect to, you know, maybe do something about this because it is a crime. It is a big deal. That's a lot of money, by the way, but that was fruitless. They were far more interested in just shooing them away and even threatening to have them arrested multiple times. So Brian, the son, teamed up with Ben and his team to do everything they could to try and either get him his Legos back, his father's Legos back, or get them the payment that they were due for the Legos, which, a lot of money.
But anyways, the thief of this collection is actually a corporation called Bricks and Minifigs.
Bricks and Minifigs, the biggest toy store of its kind.
Is the largest toy store.
Bricks and Minifigs were not just your average Lego store.
For collectors, Bricks and Minifigs is basically seen as the best and safest way to sell your Lego collections.
I'm selling my Lego.
Now, even me, a
Danny,
Cro-Magnon man who is not deep in...
Sorry, I just want to interrupt because we should pause every once in a while because I don't want you getting, struck. This is a giant content creator. But, I had a nickname very close to Minifig when I was in high school. Very close.
I bet you did.
Yeah. Mini was there. F and G were there. There was a different vowel in between those. So.
I bet you did, but yeah, I already thought about it, having to stop it every now and then, but I really don't think they care. You got that many.
I mean, you'll find out.
Yeah, we're going to find out. That's what I'm saying. Sorry, trying to set up this goal, which I got to go and do it another way.
Yeah, well, you set up the goal. Millie Rivera says, poor man is dying and they steal from him. What the fuck? Yeah, that's the grossest part is like this is essentially a very old man.
Yeah, they were trying to sell
and
some
it's
of
his life savings.
yeah, to help pay for some medical bills and shit like
Yeah.
that. That's how it started.
It's disgusting, dude.
All right, let's see what's happening. That's a pretty good pause game right there.
To the Lego
think so.
community, I've heard of Bricks and Minifigs. They are a big corporation, and I do know that they are considered, or at least were considered prior to this, the gold standard when it comes to selling your Legos. So the fact that they are the corporation that's implicated in this actually was pretty surprising to me, because they're like the only company in this space that I'd heard of. And it turns out, well, might not be all sunshine and titties over there. It may be a lot of malicious bad actors, potentially.
Brian thought that this would be the perfect store to finally sell his dad's Lego Star Wars collection.
So I wrote up a contract.
In the contract, it says that these are still the family's Lego sets, but every time one gets sold, the store gets to keep a small percentage of each sale.
This was a store's worth of inventory. So that store that day was nothing but my dad's collection. Like all the shelves filled. They had to bring in extra shelves and filled the whole party room with shelves.
But the owner of the franchise, this woman, well, her husband had to actually leave the country due to some work-related reasons.
My husband and I were planning on moving out of the country.
They did everything correct when it came to selling his father's collection to Bricks and Minifigs. So they got his Library of Alexandria of Lego collection. They got the fucking One Piece. And basically it was the entire store's inventory. They had to call in the cavalry in order to take it all. And the owner of the franchise, which is that woman right there that is being interviewed by Ben, made a mention that her and her husband were actually planning on moving out of the country. And when she informed corporate about this, they said that, you know what, there is a seller who is potentially interested in owning in that area. And then it went straight down the shitter. It spiraled into some degeneracy where they informed her that they were terminating her franchise agreement. They were threatening to call the cops on her. You're excommunicado here, like it's fucking John Wick. And she made a point to say, you know, this isn't right. This is not comfortable. I'm not leaving without doing inventory. But they wanted her out of there, you know, hit the road, Buster. And it's actually backed up by irrefutable evidence.
She was actually able to save all the security camera footage from that night, proving that everything she just said is true.
All the footage.
Oh, that's cold. You got
Yeah.
that for a video receipt.
And
Caught
evidence
in
is
4K.
there. In the security cam footage, it's him at the store kicking her out. In that footage they sent us is Crystal asking him, how am I supposed to pay this guy? These are sets he has not been paid for. King Corporation is sitting there on video saying they're going to take it.
After this woman got kicked out of her own store, she called Brian explaining how corporate just came down and is now trying to take the world's largest Lego Star Wars collection without paying for it.
I feel like I have to be extremely careful and pussyfoot around what I'm allowed to show, but in Reckless Ben's video, he does show the security camera footage, and it does have someone go and confirming that they are taking on that business. And most notably, a very important thing that is captured on film is him saying that they also take on the consignment. That means that they are legally taking on the responsibility of Brian's Legos. At least, as I understand it, that's how it seems to be. That is something very important to remember going forward. I mean, how do you possibly wiggle your way out of that one? That's pretty indefensible. It's right there on camera, 4K in the cringe compilation. It feels like checkmate to me, but this is Bricks and Minifigs we're talking about. These are super villains here. We got some like actual diabolical demons in that.
I've never seen a Bricks and Minifigs. I guess that's
Me neither. I've never. Yeah, I think the only times I see Legos for sale are like at Target, Walmart, or sometimes they have Lego vending machines. I don't know if you've ever seen those.
well, I've seen a shitload of these creators that like to hang out and build Legos,
Yeah.
you know, like on stream, you know.
You know, and I think somebody, because we were talking about this case in the Discord, or whatever you would call this, and somebody was like, I'm very disappointed Broken Baker isn't talking about a case regarding Legos. Because I think Baker does do Lego content.
He does. but I've never, I don't know, not until recently did I start hearing about this. So,
Yeah. A day late and a dollar short, Danny.
speaking of a dollar short, it's the first of the month. We got to hit them goals, people. We got to hit them goals. Plus, tomorrow is my 21st anniversary, wedding anniversary, Dean. 21 years.
Danny, it's not the first of the month. It's actually the third of the month.
The beginning. Let's just say the first part of the month.
I mean, I guess.
This isn't minifigs. You don't have to hold me to account. The beginning of the month.
All right. I mean, it is the beginning of the month.
Yeah, we got to hit them goals. But the Venmo links are posted in case you want to throw in on the anniversary money. But yeah, tomorrow, 21 years married. Crazy.
Woo!
Woo, yo.
When's our anniversary, Danny?
On the 9th.
The 9th?
Yep.
Oh, you mean of the channel?
Yep, the channel.
No, I meant you and me, not the channel.
I don't know. We didn't document it well enough.
Wow. I see. So you care about Toy more than me. Clearly. I mean, that makes sense, but also it's still hurtful.
It is. I hope so.
Yeah.
So it hurts so good.
That food chain. So Brian, the son, reached out asking, well, what happened to the previous owner? And that's when he was informed that, oh, she's gone. She went straight to Valhalla. Corporate's taking this over now. And he was like, okay, well, what about my collection? All that vintage Star Wars that you have in your store right now on your shelves, that's ours. And we haven't been paid for it. We have a contract. We have all of this evidence of this deal and still haven't been paid. And things soured. They weren't willing to play ball with that. And then eventually it led to Brian and the store here, the new guy, clashing, where he was like, okay, so like what's next steps here? Maybe we go to court. And the guy, according to Brian, crossed his arms and really he had an exorcism moment there. He let the mask slip. He let the evil out and was basically just threatening him, saying like, look, if we go in this route, we are going to basically bleed you dry. We are going to drain the piss from your balls legally, and it will end up costing you more than you would have ever gotten for this collection in the first place. So if that's what you want to do, buckle your seatbelt.
There's the scandal. Correct?
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. Like, so what you'll find out later in these videos is that the owner of Bricks and Minifigs weaponizes the law, but not even like it's one thing to weaponize the law. It's another thing to abuse the law when you're weaponizing it. Like he's got cops doing everything he wants them to. He's threatening to sue over nonsense, even though he should be the one being sued for stealing. It gets like, this isn't even the tip of the iceberg. Like we're not even close. It gets so much crazier.
There's not an episode from June 3rd. The channel anniversary is June the 9th. So yeah, it's coming. It's next Tuesday for a pregame. 1 year anniversary. How'd that land? That landed pretty good. I don't know.
So what are we doing for the anniversary?
We're just going to do a pregame show.
Just a pregame show?
Well, I mean, I don't know what else you can do. Can you take
for the anniversary? We watch the very first stream.
Yeah, we might watch some of it. Yeah,
we watch the very first stream. We watch how cringe it is.
Oh, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
We can also take the channel to Chuck E. Cheese.
That kind of thing. And Brian's like, okay, well, what was I supposed to do? Because Brian's father, the owner of this collection, has had health problems, and it's not exactly something they can afford to do, getting into this extremely lengthy, extremely expensive legal battle. So now that brings us to Reckless Ben's involvement here, because there aren't a ton of options for Brian's family. And since that interaction, they have been flooding their social media page with those vintage Star Wars Legos that they still haven't paid for, which feels like they are just gloating and goatseeing, just openly mocking Brian and his father's collection, just insulting the family.
And why are the cops not helping?
But luckily for Brian, a YouTuber ended up catching wind of this story and created a team of YouTubers to do whatever they could to get Brian his Legos back.
This is the full inventory of all the sets and minifigs. We can figure out how to get this guy his money and his stuff back.
But right after they started, they instantly stopped working on this case. So I called one of them to find out why.
So they were threatening legal action against us. You know, Bricks and Minifigs, which is a pretty big company who probably has way more resources than we can, really put up a fight against.
Bricks and Minifigs knows that they can just bully anyone that tries to expose them with frivolous lawsuits.
So this story here wasn't something that totally flew under the radar. There were people that knew about it. So there was a group of YouTubers that wanted to try their best to get him his money for his collection. But when they picked up the case, they were allegedly threatened with legal action from Bricks and Minifigs, which is something we've seen countless times in the past with these corporations that when some of the dirtiness starts to hit the mainstream, they then lash out litigiously to silence them, like Reckless Bin says, to bully them into this submission because they know they have more money and they are going to use that against these YouTubers that don't have the means of fighting against a company of their size. Now, what happens next in the video is something I'm not sure if I'm allowed to share. In Reckless Bin's video, I've noticed he's edited it to have like blurs around the video, but it's not actually blurring anything, but I think he was trying to with the YouTube editing tool. So I'm just going to describe what happens, and if you want to see it, go to Reckless Bin's video for it. But he actually goes directly to the Bricks and Minifig, 16-hour drive with his friends. He went there and he was wearing the glasses that you can record with, which you've seen a bunch of fucking TikTok pranksters using for nefarious means. But he goes there and he just asks the employee.
No, they have.
Do you ever watch those terrible fucking TikTok pranksters?
No, I don't.
Dude, they're bad.
I'm trying to find part of the video he's talking about real quick. All right.
Oh, Reckless Benz?
Yeah, so we'll jump over here. Check out the reference on this.
Gets their entire Lego Star Wars collection back. And now 16 hours later, we're finally pulling up to the Bricks and Minifigs store. So I started a pair of spy camera glasses.
And this guy, they're kind of comparing slightly to Turtle Boy because he, kind of intervened in this. I think he ends up.
Yeah, I would. I mean, like as far as like stepping up and trying to do the right thing for somebody that's being wronged and abused. Yeah, I mean, that's comparable. I don't think he's anything like Turtle Boy though.
I don't think he did 60 days in jail, and I don't think he was a journalist before.
Well, actually, he does do some time in jail for this. And he's currently on the run because of this.
Yeah, which
we'll get into later, but it's like, I mean, sort of, yeah. I mean, I didn't even think about that part, but when you mention the jail thing, it's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's comparable.
Yeah. We're going to find out tonight.
That's what I'm going to use to film this. And honestly, I kind of just want to hear Bricks and Minifigs side of the story.
Hi, how's it going?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
It's pretty good. So basically, my friend said that you guys have some of his Legos, I think, and he told me to come here and see if I could pick them up.
Who's your friend?
I think they're Brian's Legos. It's like a big Star Wars collection set, I think.
You could go ahead and leave now.
Really?
So you could go ahead and leave.
Damn. She can't say she didn't know what he was talking about because that was way too quick of a response.
She knew instantly. She was like, get the fuck out of here. You're not getting the fucking Legos.
Motherfucker. Don't touch that Star Wars set. Do not touch it. She knew immediately.
Now, or I will call the police for harassment.
Well, I'm not harassing you.
No, you are. Hi. You want to watch the cameras? I'm being harassed by you. Watch.
Can't harass. You can't walk in and ask somebody a question in a business and then
apparently not.
Oh my God, you're harassing me. No, you have to actually ask them to leave, and then they don't leave, and still not harassment. Damn, we use a lot of big words nowadays for little minor shit. It makes everything like grandiose. So it's like, dude, just answer the question and tell them to leave.
Yeah.
Camera. I am being harassed. You need to leave.
Literally, all I did was just bring up that my friend has some Legos in their store, and the manager started freaking out on me. But I wasn't going to leave the store without hearing her side of the story. Before showing up, I printed out a copy of the contract the store made with Brian, saying that all of these Lego sets will remain his until sold. Because I have a contract, legal reason to be here, legally this does not count as harassment. Instead, the manager should be checking the store's inventory to see if these sets are still...
And the spy glasses or how we're getting this video. So, video's coming to you in 4K from the spyglasses.
Still in their store.
Well, so here's still all of the Lego sets you guys still have.
I don't have anything to do with that, and I don't want that. You can go ahead and leave, and I'm going to ask you one more time. This is the last time. I do not want that. You're not handing me anything.
I tried for a long time just to get her to look at this contract. But finally, she gave me an answer of why she can't help me.
You're supposed to be getting a hold of corporate.
Basically, what the manager's saying is that if someone did steal the Legos, it wasn't her, it was corporate. But little does the manager know, I already did this. Yep, I literally went to the corporate Bricks and Minifigs headquarters.
How's it going?
And this was corporate side of the story.
You have to talk to the store owner. Yeah, like they're all locally owned and operated. We can't do anything with it here. Their decisions are their decisions, for sure.
So when they say go to corporate, how do we respond next time?
I have no idea. You have to take it up with them. It's your thing with them. It doesn't involve us.
So I showed the manager what corporate Bricks and Minifigs said.
When corporate tells me this, I'm supposed to come back to the store, right? And so it kind of seems like you're going against what corporate's saying.
Let's go back to this.
Hey, I'm here inquiring about Brian's collection. He uses the name Brian. And immediately, they've only had like 2 sentences shared between him where he says, hello, and she says, hello, how are you, that kind of thing. And then he says, hey, I'm here to ask about this Lego collection from Brian. And then she instantly says, you need to leave. And then she starts putting up a big stink about how she's being harassed, even though he hasn't said anything else. He's just mentioned Brian's Legos.
Instantly. Brian, when that came out of his mouth, is like, I'm here to pick up Brian. No, nobody's picking up Brian's stuff.
Nope.
Scumbags,
dude.
Get no Brian stuff up.
And asked, like, what's the deal with all of that? She instantly starts playing this card of like, he's harassing me, holy fuck. It hurts. And then she gets on the phone talking about like, check the cameras. This fucking creep psychopath has come in harassing me, all because he's asked about Brian's Legos. She then tried to give him the runaround saying like, this is corporate, not me. Scram, dweeb, take it up with corporate. But he already went to corporate and he showed more footage of that interaction where they at corporate were saying, well, you got to take it up with her. So they're just giving him the runaround, just sending him on a wild goose chase here, this game of hot potato that nobody wants to actually like take responsibility for. Eventually, he does get the owner of that shop on the horn and says, hey, I'm looking to get these Legos back for my friend. And he keeps saying, why do you think you're entitled to our inventory? And then he says like, hey, look, I have the contract. These are still his Legos. And by the contract that they have, Brian, with this store, seems like they are indeed still his Legos. So he's saying, hey, they're his. And he goes, you stupid? Are you stupid? Are you an idiot? That's what the owner keeps saying to this guy. And then the police arrive.
We just have them in the store and we just like to pick them up, I guess, because they were going to sell it for us, but I guess they're not selling it for us anymore.
But does it sound like they want you here, right? So
Well, but they have our sets though, yeah.
I understand that. Right here, the factor is that they don't want you, they're a private owned store, and they don't want you on the road.
But I don't want them to keep the Lego sets though.
Okay.
So
yeah.
The police officer literally didn't care at all that the store just stole.
Dude, he didn't care as much as the lady.
And like they're gonna say it's like a civil issue. I'm they're not saying that, but like that's kind of like the route police will go. But no, this is theft. Like this is a criminal issue. They've stolen his fucking Legos.
Once you cross into that contract, like consignment selling type shit, it's hard for them to decipher any of that. You really don't want this guy right here going in there and reading contracts.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
He barely made it through the obstacle course. Barely. I think by the looks of it, he possibly cheated on his 70 push-ups in a minute too.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he did. Not calling him a cheater. Just 70 in a minute's tough.
Well, $200,000 worth of Legos. For some reason, he made it seem like I was the bad guy.
So you are trespassing here.
Okay.
Trespass for life. So if you come back.
Oh, for life?
Yeah. If you come back, you could be arrested.
This part I feel like I can show. This is now outside of the business interacting with law enforcement, so I'm pretty sure this one's okay. You can see this interaction. So the officer shows up because the lady had called the police about all of this, and he is now being trespassed for life. He is blacklisted from entering this Bricks and Minifigs forever, till the heat death of the universe. And Reckless Ben is trying to explain, hey, I'm here because we had a deal. They're not selling the Legos, so I'm here to try and get them back. And he's not listening to it at all. He's not even entertaining the idea of like, maybe he had a reason to be here. Maybe there is something going on.
Brian did warn me that the police are actively trying to cover this up. So Brian and I are now officially trespassed from the store. And if we ever come back to ask for his own Lego collection back, then we are going to be arrested.
Is there, I guess, a reason why they're able to just take all the Legos and not give it back? Or
so we just gotta leave.
I should believe.
Now,
doesn't even have a reason. He's like, I
Nope.
don't just fucking get out of here, kid. It's the goddamn Legos, son. Nobody cares about your fucking Legos.
Dude, it's bullshit. Like, it makes me angry watching this. Like, I've already watched this, and it just makes me so fucking angry. Because, like, it gets worse. Like,
Yeah,
like, we're not even at the worst fucking parts, dude. Like,
the funny part is when he looks over the parking lot and he's like, what about, can I go over there? And he's like, nah, sorry. This whole area, see everything you can see right here? You got to get out of it.
yeah, he's like, everything the light touches, Bricks and Minifigs owns. Like,
get out.
I've watched a lot of body cams. I'm something of a connoisseur of body cams, and this behavior from the officer is a little peculiar because in instances of like someone being trespassed, I've usually seen like a conversation about like, what was your purpose here? Like, why were you here in the first place? And he's trying to explain like, hey, look, they took this from me, like my friend. And then he's even asking the officer, well, what can I do to get it back then? And instead of answering that question, he's just like, nope, you've just got to leave, which is odd because typically if there is like an actual reason for them being there, the officer in the past, from what I've seen, has guided them to like, hey, we'll take it up with this department or we can look into this later, file a report, that kind of thing. The officer's not doing anything like that. He is instantly just shutting that shit down, putting the kibosh on it, just reiterating that you've got to leave. And like, I understand he was called there solely to trespass him, but even still, he can say like, we can handle this, you know, through the official channels, through this way, if there is actually a grievance here, but for now, you just have to leave the property. That's how I've seen it handled in the past. Now, since he was trespassed from that location, he went back to corporate and actually talked with the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs. His name is Ammon McNeff, and he just instantly goes liar, liar, pants on fire mode. Again, this is filmed with his glasses here, so I don't know if I'm allowed to show it, but if you want to see it, I guess while it's still up on Reckless Ben's channel, you can go see how this went. But he is now denying that they even have Brian's Legos. He's like, who is Brian? Who? I've never heard of that guy. So then Ben pulls up their social media showing all the posts that they have made about Brian's collection, his vintage Star Wars Legos, showing them that they are lit.
How does one get 18.1 million subscribers? That's fucking awesome. I can't even like grasp that. But I guess if you're doing a lot of editing, making your own videos, and it seems like there's a big market for people that just kind of go on YouTube and make these videos about whatever random things they like and call it news, and people fucking love it. So gotta get Dean pumped up over here so he can start making me some videos.
Literally flaunting it, and even showing like where they talk about the value of his collection, showing it to his face that they do have his Legos. So even though he keeps like outright denying it, their own social media betrays his words. It then goes the same way it always seems to with these Bricks and Minifigs zombies. This guy actually has a cartoonishly evil mustache. He's got a twirled mustache, and he ends up just saying, you know what, you're wrong, get the fuck out of here, don't know what you're talking about, if you come back, you'll be arrested. So he gets the police on there, and he's basically been trespassed there, so he can't step foot. He then, through a series of plans, gets a employee of the store.
Yes, and this is mixed up in the Mormon church as well. So this shit's fixing to get deep. Hopefully we can get through it.
Or on his side, gets the owner's number and then calls the owner directly and finally presents.
Okay, so all the props in the back should have cued me to the fact that he's a gamer. And there's no, I don't think there's a bigger market than sitting around watching other people play video games.
The contract to the owner, who is once again doing the same thing the CEO was, saying, I don't know what Legos you're talking about. We don't have these Legos. What are you blabbering about, weirdo? So he sends him the contract. He's like, oh, well, I never signed that contract. There's no signed contract with me. And he's right, because it is the previous owner's name on there. But the thing is, when they took it over, they said that they are taking on those previous business agreements. They are taking on the consignments like this Lego collection that they had from Brian, which they are still actively hawking. They still have it, and they haven't paid for it. So that excuse can't work. I don't feel like there's some legal loophole there when they have taken over this business and agreed to take on these consignments, according to what we have evidence of. So I feel like there's no way that they could weasel themselves out of it, like actually by law. It feels highly illegal what they're doing. And once again, these brainwashed ghouls at Bricks and Minifigs devolve into the same thing. You're harassing me. I'm calling the cops. So once he is basically, you know, putting the fucking full Nelson here, the contract is there. He tries to claim that's not how the law works. We don't take on the business that we take over. So like this previous owner's contract no longer includes us, even though we're still selling that inventory. And even though the contract is still applicable to the business we took over, even though it's just not my name on there. So it doesn't count.
Yeah, Connor's right. You know, you've played your best video games when you look over and you got your own claw machine. You're just like, fuck it. I'm going to put $1 in that bitch.
which means we don't actually have to pay for this collection that we have an agreement with and that we are still actively selling. You guys are wrong. You're harassing me and I'm calling the cops. That's how that ends with the owner there. And then Brian talks about how when he tried to sue them, I forgot to mention, the owner, of course, tried to play hardball saying, well, sue me then. If that's how the law works, sue me. Because he knows that as this big corporation, they have enough resources to drag it out and make it very painful for just the average Joe Schmo. And then Brian starts to talk about how when he did try and sue them, go through the legal channels, it wasn't exactly smooth sailing or easy.
Brian already tried to sue him, and it didn't work.
We've been to a couple of attorneys, and they basically spelled it out saying, here's the path that's going to happen if you go down each of these routes. They're now in Spain, so we're getting into that whole international thing just to have an injunction on the store to have them go back and prove if they sold a nut. That's like $60,000 to $70,000.
Yeah, Bricks and Minifigs knows that Brian and his dad don't have nearly enough resources to sue a company as big as Bricks and Minifigs.
He's like, we're going to keep these. You're going to walk away from this. You're not coming back. And if you choose to sue us, we will drag this out in court until it is well past what this collection is worth.
Which is something he touched on earlier with the initial threats that were made against him when he tried to inquire about either the payment for his father's Lego collection, which they have, or getting the Legos back, which they're refusing to do. They have this huge inventory that they have not paid for. They have not fulfilled the obligations of the contract with the store, and he is not getting them back. And they're saying he's not entitled to it. It's so fucking disgusting, man.
Their tagline, because it's boring, and I changed it to "We steal from old people." And now the tagline's actually accurate. Also added a cute little company logo. And this is my plan of how I'm going to make it into court with Bricks and Minifigs for free. Is where I'm going to make my grand reveal. You see, this entire time, my company name was actually called We Steal From Old People. Yeah, the words Bricks and Minifigs, that's just the company tagline. In America, there's no specific law that says whether the tagline has to be above or beneath the company name, so I'm just allowed to do this.
So his plan basically became to goad Bricks and Minifig into opening a lawsuit against him under the belief that they've stolen their name. And his Uno reverse card was, didn't steal their name. That's the tagline. The name of the company is actually We Steal From Old People. So he did actually incorporate it. He does have a website for We Steal From Old People, where they're like selling merch and all of that. And I'm not a fucking lawyer. I don't know if that works. In my noodle up here, it feels like since he did take directly their logo, Bricks and Minifigs, it would still probably be a problem, even if it isn't the name of the company. It's still just being like the tagline and forward facing. Probably creates brand confusion that could get them on the hook for an issue. I don't really know, but the plan was instead of paying tons and tons and tons in legal fees to sue them, flip it so that way they are paying the legal fees to sue Ben. So that.
All right, in perfect Rat House form, we're just gonna keep going back and watching Reckless Ben's video. This is his first video, and this one is the one titled "I Tracked Down the Thief Who Sold $200,000." Worth of Legos. And it's pretty much the same video he's going over, but I want you to see some Reckless Ben too. So if the mods are modding, somebody drop that a few times in the chat. Make sure to drop these guys' channels. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, this is what corporate told us.
That's what corporate told us. For the last time, I'm asking you to leave the store.
Can you give me a reason to leave, I guess?
Have you guys heard me ask this several times?
I don't know about you guys, but to me, it kind of seems like the only reason she's asking me to leave the store is to cover up this $200,000 theft.
How many times have you been asked to leave?
Was there a reason you're asking me to leave?
You need to leave. I've asked you to leave. You need to leave. I've asked you how many times to leave. I've been asked in the store.
Eventually, the owner of the store called in and asked if he could talk to me.
Are you the owner of the Bricks and Minifig store?
Yeah, why? What you got?
So basically, I just wanted to get some of the Legos back that you guys still have. I think I'm looking for the clone turbo tank.
Why do you think you would be entitled to our inventory?
Well, at least I confirmed the Legos are still here. The only thing is the owner's claiming that he's the owner of these Lego sets. I mean, it's pretty stupid of him to say that, considering I'm literally holding a copy of a contract he made with the store that said that this Lego Star Wars collection is not the store's property. It's the family's property. The contract makes all of this very clear, so I want to give him one more chance to answer a little bit better.
Well, I just want to get it back to my friend. He said he couldn't get it back, so I was just wondering if I could just come pick him up. You guys don't have him, right?
Bro, why do you think your friend would be entitled to our inventory?
What's his? He owns the Legos.
Huh? He doesn't own the Legos.
Well, yeah, we have a contract. He does own them.
No, bro, are you an idiot? Are you stupid?
Josh, the police are showing up right now.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, at least the police are here now, so once I show him the contract for him with the store, we can finally get the Legos back.
Basically, we have I think it's like $200,000 worth of Lego sets that we just have them in the store and we just like to pick them up, I guess, because they were going to sell it for us, but I guess they're not selling it for us anymore.
But does it sound like they want you here, right? So they
Well, but they have our sets though, yeah.
I understand that. But right here, the factor is that they don't want you. They're a private owned store, and they don't want you on the floor.
But I don't want them to keep the Lego sets though.
Okay.
So
yeah,
the police officer literally didn't care at all that this
he fucking didn't care at all.
Once again, up, dude.
Or just stole $200,000 worth of Legos. For some reason, he made it seem like I was the bad guy.
So you already trespassed here.
Okay.
Trespass for life. So if you come back.
Oh, for life?
Yeah. If you come back, you could be arrested. Okay.
Oh, so how do I get the Legos back then if I can't go in the store?
Okay, we talked about that. You understand the trespass portion. If you come back, you will be arrested. Okay.
So.
Okay. Again, come back. We're in the car. We're gonna arrest you.
Brian did warn me that the police are actively trying to cover this up. So Brian and I are now officially trespassed from the store. And if we ever come back to ask for his own Lego collection back, then we are going to be arrested.
Is there...
We are going to be arrested for going somewhere and asking some questions.
Well, asking for their, not just asking questions, asking for their property back. Like they legally own the fucking Legos. And they're like, no, you don't. Yeah, fuck the contract. You don't own these. They're in our store. It's our inventory. What are you, stupid?
We'll do it here in a few minutes. It's just like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, dude, the 400 boxes of Legos we brought up here.
Well, that's the thing. It's the owner didn't even say, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. The Legos don't exist. You know, he says that's our inventory. Like, what?
Well, he's trying to use the excuse of, well, I didn't own the store when they went into that consignment agreement.
Yeah,
so,
but that doesn't matter because he signed a consignment liability.
Yeah, he took responsibility for all the consignment agreements that were already contracted for the other business. So, but that's what he says. I'm just telling you what he says. You'll see.
So that way they can get into court with them and hopefully reveal their shady, potentially illegal business practices. Now, the next sections in the video are highly entertaining to watch, but ultimately don't accomplish the goal of getting Bricks and Minifigs in court. They go back to the CEO, who is now aware of what they've been doing, which was like selling outside of their store, that kind of stuff, and the we steal from old people thing. And they are a registered business, and he now knows that, and he knows that they can just keep kicking the can down the road, passing the...
Where did he get this hair at? Did you see him just toss that hair like that?
Dude, his hair is fucking great. He's got good fucking hair.
Dude, watch the hair toss. This is classic. You ready?
This is what gets Danny off.
Watch this.
And they are a...
Damn.
I think I just heard Danny's boner.
I know.
Danny loves a man with long hair.
18 million subscribers.
Selling outside of their store, that kind of stuff, and the we steal from old people thing. And they are a registered business, and he now knows that, and he knows that they can just keep kicking the can down the road, passing the responsibility off to franchisees instead of corporate, and that law enforcement won't step in because it's a civil matter. So the CEO is aware of all that, and thus is avoiding doing anything litigious against them. And so they try like a raffle scheme to get like the cops on their side. Ultimately, it doesn't work. The cops are very much against them, trying to like get any kind of investigation into the actual Legos that they are still having without paying for them. The cops really do not like these guys because they keep getting calls about like trespassing them, harassment this, harassment that. So they are very much not looking to really investigate their claims about like they have these Legos, they haven't paid for it, which is illegal. Like that, to me, and I haven't brushed up on my civil versus criminal lawsuit, but I feel like that would start to teeter on being a criminal lawsuit if they are knowingly selling this product that they have not paid for, knowing that it is not even owned by them via the contract they have. Like, I feel like that would get close to a criminal case that would warrant some kind of like actual investigation, but they're not willing to even take those first steps because Bricks and Minifigs just keeps calling the cops out here about like trespass them, they're harassing, and they're hatching these like wacky schemes to try and get Bricks and Minifig to engage legally with them so that way they can open it up to more with how they've been doing their business. And it just ultimately wasn't working. Now, what it does do, and again, I don't think I can show any of the footage here from it, but what it does do is it whittles down the owner, Josh, where it does.
What is he? Why can't he show it? The second time he said that. What video is he talking about? Like surveillance?
I think he's talking about Reckless Ben's video. There's certain parts I think he doesn't feel comfortable showing.
I wonder what that would be. Because we're actively watching it. I don't know. He's way smarter than we are. But there's something in here we probably don't want to show.
I guess a reason why they're able to just take all the Legos and not give it back.
But this is on YouTube as well, so I don't know.
Sure.
So we just gotta leave.
I have to leave?
So leave now.
Okay. I'm not allowed to be in the parking lot?
No. So this is all private property.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
We've been filming for 10 minutes and I'm already trespassed from Bricks and Minifigs, which is like the whole location of the video. So how do I film a video at Bricks and Minifigs now if I can't even legally go back there? So to continue the video without getting arrested, I went back to Bricks and Minifigs corporate offices. And the Bricks and Minifigs CEO, the guy who runs the entire company, Ammon McNeff, he personally came out to talk to us.
So what's going on?
What's that dude's name?
Ammon McNeff.
There ain't no fucking way.
The entire company.
I think it is.
Okay, that feels like it's wrong. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Ammon McNeff? 47
McNeff.
years I've been on this earth. 21 years married tomorrow. Never heard of a guy called Ammon or McNeff. So maybe there's a spelling error in that. He went to BYU. You think he just spells his name wrong?
Or he has parents like a lot like MJ's parents, where they just didn't care when they named MJ.
Yeah.
Megan.
Yeah. I get it now.
He personally came out to talk to us.
So what's going on?
So you guys are holding some of our Legos?
No, we're not.
You're not?
No.
Is that a lie?
No.
That's a lie.
So he's got this mustache and he's lying. So either he's a pirate or it's like an old Spanish conquistador.
Conquistador.
Which one do you think? I'm going for pirate. Look how easily he lies and look how large his pupils are from those rails he just did up in the office.
You did take the Legos.
No. So we have our attorneys have visited, but like again, so who's
Brian Mansell.
Okay, and who's that?
He's a guy who had like $200,000 worth of Legos in your guys' store.
Never happened.
I mean, it did happen. Yeah, it does happen.
No, we did not.
Yeah, because his Legos were in the store and you guys took them. I know you think lying to us right now is kind of like helping you out.
I'm not lying to you.
Well, we both know you're lying, but
No, we don't know that.
So I showed him some social media posts his own company made that are still up that claims that these are Brian Mansell's Lego sets. And these Lego sets that they're still holding on to are worth $200,000. All of these claims.
Oh, $200,000, Dan.
Yep.
Oh, that's a lot. I mean, it's a shitload of Lego sets, but
It is.
what do you think they're worth a piece, though? That's the question.
Well,
They
a
didn't-
piece? Like, what do you mean? Like
Each
brick by
box-
brick?
box set. No, each box
Oh,
set.
each box set. Well, I mean, that's going to vary on the like specific ones. The Star Wars ones are going to be insanely expensive, for sure.
$15,000 a box.
No, not 15,000, because I think he had. I mean, he had like a lot of boxes, right? So like 15,000 might be too much,
If you had 200 boxes, that's $1,000 a piece.
roughly. Yeah.
That sounds more accurate than $15,000. That's a lot for a Lego. You know what I mean? You're just going to step on it anyway.
It does seem like he starts to get really antsy and start to kind of panic a little bit. So he has another conversation with Ben, and he's like, look, this is what I need. I'll give the Legos back if I get a written apology from Brian. Dweeb, you're such a fucking twerp, Josh. All of the negative comments taken off. Only positive reviews, that kind of thing. So he is like actually holding the Legos hostage for these deliverables here. Fucking loser, man.
Yeah, so basically before Brian can get his Star Wars Lego collection back, he has to write Bricks and Minifigs an apology letter for making this Facebook post. Bricks and Minifigs really doesn't like this Facebook post being up because in this Facebook post, Brian calls Bricks and Minifigs out for stealing his Lego Star Wars collection.
I'm not apologizing for shit.
I agree, but it's all well. Here's like where we're at, right? If you could just write the letter, like you can get the Legos back.
I walked in there with the best of intentions. Here's proof of my collection in the store. I want it back, and they've done nothing but lie and make my life a living fucking hell over this. I've gone through 9 months of anxiety, stress, hospital-ridden, medication-taking types of burden. No, I am not apologizing to this fucking asshole.
It is just egregious to demand that the guy who only wants to either get the Legos back that his father has collected over the course of his life or get paid for the Legos that you still have from his father's collection is the one that is needing to apologize. I agree with Brian. Like, on pure principle alone, that's just totally fucking unacceptable. Like, to be the insufferable asshole who is knowingly engaging in this.
So I'm told 7,000 to 8,000 is a good estimate.
Okay.
Per set. So that's still a lot of sets, though. Seems like there was more than 12 to 15 sets, since it was a whole wall and like 3 rows and 5 boxes.
Yeah. Can I just need to respond to something in the chat?
Oh shit.
MJ said don't talk about my parents' cooter. MJ, I was just repeating what Cheryl with an S had said earlier in the chat. So don't get mad at me. I was just repeating what Cheryl with an S, that's Cheryl with an S, had said in the chat.
What did she say again?
Well, Cheryl with an S said some very outlandish stuff about MJ's parents, not knowing how to name MJ properly. And I was just repeating that sentiment. You saw Cheryl with an S say that, right?
You don't have any screenshots?
It's in the chat. Just scroll up.
Okay. Whatever. I was going to show everybody.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Shadiness. I'll call it shadiness, but I think it's far harsher than that. But that's just allegedly. And then demanding that the guy who is representing his father, who is medication ridden, who is not in the best of health, and only wanted to sell the collection to help with their living situation, is actually like the bad guy here, is just completely crazy. Plus, I don't trust them. I also would think, even if Brian did write that apology and take down the negative posts and like, oh, only positive posts going forward, fist bumps and all that, I still would be skeptical on if they would even follow through with giving the Legos back, or if they would just then use that as evidence when they do get to the next steps. Like, oh no, look, Brian apologized, so Brian was in the wrong. It was a big misunderstanding. See, Brian apologized, because then they would have that in writing and they'd be able to use that. It would likely be admissible in court should it get there. So I would also be wary of doing this for that reason too. I don't think even if he did start writing the apology, it's the most sincere thing ever, I still don't think they would actually give him his Legos back. It would just be used as a weapon against him. And this is something that Brian also made a mention of as it being a trap. And Ben actually had a really good idea here. So he once again contacted Josh, like, okay, Brian's going to make an apology video so that way we can move this along and get the Legos back. But what he did is he actually took a screenshot of Brian from an earlier conversation and had his friend do the audio and then just basically deepfaked Brian's apology video. But it was never Brian apologizing. It was his friend's statements coming out of Brian's mouth that was loosely lip synced to it, and then sent it to Josh.
Hi, I'm Brian Mansell.
And after just a little bit of deep faking, it now looks like this.
Hi, I'm Brian Mansell, and I apologize sincerely for accusing you guys of stealing my Legos. I was wrong.
Fucking good right there.
Dude, Reckless Ben is funny and like he knows how to make like content out of like this very serious situation, but also while doing like the right thing. You know what I mean? Like
that's pretty good right there. That's hard to do.
Yeah.
But this is also going on and we're keeping an eye on it.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I got a screenshot of it.
Like I get it. You have like
content.
people
She
that
doesn't
yeah,
fucking
but
have any content.
right, you're not right. Well, that's a great point. You're not even
That's just like
bringing in
putting your
content.
fucking life online.
Right.
So what? Like literally,
Right.
there's no content.
Yeah.
If you have something to talk about, great. Do it. Do a video. Move on. No, she's like living her life, ordering fucking coffee, and oh, I gotta pick up my kids from school. You guys want to come with me? And that's all she's fucking doing.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Jesus, it's so sad.
I mean, people
What are
are
they talking about?
like, listen, we love reality TV. So like even just like, you know, people just doing regular shit sometimes, like, yeah, we watch it because we're like, okay, what is this person gonna say and do? And even when they're horrible, which I think she's horrible. I mean, I don't have my own channel, but I think she's horrible. Sometimes it's entertaining because it's fucking horrible, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I could see it both ways, but I don't feel like she has any decent content. I agree with that. But sometimes bad content in a weird way could be like entertaining. Like look at Kane and fucking J7. They are horrible, right? But people watch it because it's fucking funny sometimes. You go on there and it's like
It's
two
like-
train wrecks, right? So you're like, well, you know, Kane's microphone wasn't working. He was echoing. Like it's just sometimes it's, you know, entertaining or amusing to just watch the train wreck. But Yeah.
Sure, I guess.
But at the same time,
He's just there.
you
Look,
don't hold
he's just there to
right. But at the same time, you don't hold those people like, oh, because you have a shitty YouTube channel, you think you're better or superior to me in life. Like it doesn't work that way. But in her mind, you know, or people they believe like because they have these channels that they're like more important than like an average person. It's or just because they, you know, we're all the same. You know, it's just like I don't give a fuck about your YouTube channel. Like, yeah, you collect super chats and have, you know, get income from that, but like that doesn't mean that you're like a better friend than I am, or you're some great person over me, or like I don't matter because what do I do?
Look,
You know,
the only thing
that's
I
her
know
mentality. Yeah.
I don't know the bitch. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Well, you're better
what
off.
she fucking does with her life.
I mean, I don't
My
know her
thing
either.
Yeah, they're just talking about J7. Let's go back to this.
You were right.
This is the ultimate test. Was Josh being sincere, or was this all just one big trick?
Josh then took the apology. Oh, this is so nice. This is so big of you. I can't wait to give your Legos back. You have my word, that's not who I am. But you also need to go apologize to Amanda. So Ben goes to try and apologize to Amanda after getting permission from Josh, the owner, to go there, even though he's been trespassed. He shows up. Amanda instantly tries to call the police to have him arrested. So that didn't go over super well. That does seem like they were just trying to get him arrested there. But then he calls Josh. He's like, oh, dag nabbit, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe she'd do that. Anyway, let's work on getting those Legos back, shall we? Well, wouldn't you believe it? Tons of time passes by. They keep stalling, like, oh, yeah, no quick update, but soon we'll have it. These are all conversations that he's had over the phone with these fucking monsters over there. Again, this is Legos, by the way. And they just keep not giving the Legos over a week, 2 weeks. I already forgot, but it was a long time had passed. And then they eventually try making peace with Amanda again, which is the lady from the very beginning who just keeps getting the police on the horn to try and have them arrested. And that's still not working. And then it turns out, apparently, they don't have his Legos to give back anyway. He's saying the shelves are empty. There's no Legos to even give back, which is very contradictory to what Josh said not too long ago about like, oh, yeah, we'll definitely give it back after this apology. It's coming. And they'd stalled for so long about, oh, yeah, the Legos are coming. Just, big hiccup here, unforeseen circumstances there, that kind of thing. And now they're saying, oh, no, we just don't have it to give back. So these are just actual fucking degenerate scammers, allegedly, is what it looks like. These are just fucking awful people here at Bricks and Minifigs.
Mm-hmm.
What did I just read? Jess Machado discontinued Bunny After Dark and has somebody running her ex. What the hell? What the hell is going on with that? What are they doing? What are they doing to her? To where you can't have, like one show a week. I just don't understand what they're doing that's so bad. But I guess if they're trolling her and her family and shit, gotta get off of there. Like, I wish people would troll Dean, you know what I mean?
It's
because of this show.
It's happened before, not because of this show.
No, but because of this show, not because of your other, escapades.
Yeah.
Just this show. I want people to call you and go, Rat House Media sucks, Dean.
People show up to my house to protest the show.
Yeah, they probably already say those words. I was just kind of
Yeah.
repeating things I hear all day,
Dude, I get a ton of messages of people. Oh, I did see that, Kazi. I liked and retweeted that. Did you see that? The Kazi posted that video. The
Techno Viking video.
Yeah, Techno Viking video. It's beautiful stuff.
Oh yeah.
I've
already played it a bunch of times.
I get tons of calls actually and texts from people that are like, dude, Danny's show fucking sucks. And I try to defend you. But
just get in on it.
By defend you, what I say is, it definitely could be better, but give the guy, like, he's trying.
When in Rome, do as the Romans do, Dean. Just get in on it.
Yeah,
go if they go low, you go lower. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Basically, these are my two options.
Know what I mean?
I can do what Josh wants me to do and shut up, which I can say right now, I'm definitely not doing that. So what's the alternative? I can, I guess, raise hundreds of thousands of dollars somehow, and then maybe spend 3 to 4 years in court fighting them. And somehow, if I win, then we can finally get the family their Legos back. Yeah, both of these options suck. Or maybe I can somehow find a way to engineer a third option, which I call option number 3, small claims court. Think about it. Small claims court is basically just...
That is fucking classic right there. Where do you come up with stuff like that? That's what separates us, Dean. See how he just went to the option 3 and just out of nowhere is like, bam.
Yeah.
The option is now.
Dude, he's smart, dude. Like, he is smart.
I mean, you can tell. You can tell.
Yeah.
I thought he had 1 million subs. This says 445. I thought I saw 1 million earlier. I don't know.
Just like big boy court, except it costs basically nothing. And you get a judgment pretty much instantly.
That's because we're watching. This is 8 days old. He now has a shit ton more subscribers now.
Really?
But this is Charlie watching Reckless Ben's video, but this was from 8 days ago.
500,000 subscribers in a fucking week. Whoa.
Yeah.
After another hostile conversation with Josh, where Josh is melting down again after still not giving the Legos back after he promised he would do, and again, Josh is a man of his word, according to the phone calls here. It now has boiled down to only one option left, which is small claims court, because the big court is way too expensive. Now, what happened next, I couldn't actually believe. I was stunned. I can't recommend watching this video enough. They went through all the proper motions and channels from what I can see. Again, I'm not an expert, but it looks like they did squeak out the W with the small claims. Like, they didn't actually show up or do anything like they were supposed to. Bricks and Minifig, that is. So Ben and the gang, they did win that. And when they went to collect, they actually shut down the store permanently. That was their response to it. They just closed operations of that location. Holy shit.
Since they didn't respond, you can move forward with a motion for default judgment.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Yes, since Bricks and Minifigs didn't respond, it looks like we win by default.
Congratulations, you won the court case.
Wait, what?
I couldn't believe it. Literally one day after we...
No, we haven't made it that far. I just got into this rabbit hole. Literally an hour before this show, because everybody else has been talking about it. So I'm sure we're gonna get to it, because if everybody likes it, we're gonna keep doing it.
File a motion for default judgment. They permanently closed down the store. At first, it did feel kind of cool that our plan worked so well, it completely shut them down. But pretty quickly it sunk in that we are not the winners here. The only winners today is Bricks and Minifigs. Now, there's absolutely no way to hold this store liable for what they did. I guess Bricks and Minifigs was kind of embarrassed by this decision and forgot to mark online that their store is closed. So over the next few days, a bunch of negative reviews started coming in of people expecting an open store, but then being met with this.
Fucking cinema. Like, yes, it is not a good ending, because now they still haven't paid Brian for the collection, and they still got to get away with all of it. They just closed this one store, but they're still a big corporation. So like Ben said, they are still kind of the winners here, even though they lost the small claims court here. They just shut this down and move on. But it did end with a flood of negative reviews for Bricks and Minifigs because, well, they didn't even really inform their customers about this closure because it was so instantaneous after the small claims default judgment, I guess. Pretty fucking wacky. What a diabolical company. Again, this is all over Legos, by the way. And the cops at no point were ever on like the side of Ben, and yet still they were able to squeeze out something I think pretty impressive here. The cops were always on Bricks and Minifig's side, even at times seemingly going out of their way to be on their side, which is extremely annoying. Like, I don't think they were getting, money under the table for their cooperation or anything like that. It is just one of those things where I guess they just believe that the business can do no wrong and that this must just be some wacky psycho doing shit to be disruptive. But really, Bricks and Minifigs are the bad guys here from all available evidence.
And the only way to let the world know is for me to give them an official closing ceremony. I guess someone driving by happened to take a picture of the sign we put up and posted it on social media. And pretty much immediately, we started going absolutely viral. The entire world has now seen this crime that Bricks and Minifigs has committed. And because of this, they finally marked on Google that their store is permanently closed.
I've been reading about this Bricks and Minifigs in Salem, Oregon. It's got this sign out in front of it.
It's been over a week. The sign is still up, and people have been traveling from all over just to come and take a picture with this sign.
If you drive through Kaiser, you may have noticed a mysterious sign appear recently outside the closed mini Bricks and Fig store.
Banger. That's so good. So the sign popped off here because it's the only way to let people.
Dude, this is crazy.
Banger.
And I just saw this on X. I wanted to show this. Maggie Maynard says, congrats. Perfect timing for me. Can I add a note for Danny and Toy? Less than a week before school's out, I got called to the school to explain why and what someone is or why someone is singing Shut Off My Brain at nap time. One of Toy songs. Good.
Nice.
So you got somebody in trouble. Just letting you know that. You got a little kid in trouble with your music. That's fine.
People know why that store's closed, what all has happened there, what's gone on, why is it no longer operational? And then it just started to naturally, organically catch wind online in like the Lego community, and then exploded beyond the Lego community. And apparently all of this is still just the first part of this saga here, this Lego adventure. Part 2 is up on his Patreon, and he gave like a sizzler reel where apparently he is in handcuffs, him and his whole group are. I don't know how it pops off to that degree, because it looks like they're at their own home with it. It's seemingly pretty fucking wild in part 2, but yeah, even just part 1 had me stunned. The depth of depravity for Legos from this company seemingly is unbelievable. I had to yap about this. It was an incredible video. Again, I highly recommend you go watch the entire thing from Reckless Spin. I just couldn't help but blabber about it. Fucking home run of a video here. And a big fuck you to Bricks and Minifigs. Anyway, that's really about it. So yeah.
All right, so let's go to this one. This is his next video in the chain.
Yep. The response is horrible.
7 days ago.
I'm just waiting for us to get to the next one, because the next one is when it gets fucking like insane, dude. Like the next one is fucking so good, dude.
All right, this one's only 20 minutes, so we'll be there soon. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. Speed it up a little bit right there.
Or Rugrats where Spike was hearing Tommy Pickles' parents talk, and it was just all. So if you don't know anything about the Lego scandal, you can either watch the video from earlier today, watch Reckless Bin's video, which is where it all stems from, a thorough investigation through a unbelievably deep rabbit hole of corruption, depravity, and just absurdity all around Legos. In a nutshell, I guess I'll give you like the synopsis. A man named Brian took his father's Lego collection to a corporation called Bricks and Minifigs, which is a huge business in the Lego community, and he was selling the collection to them. The way that that's structured is they take the collection, they sell it, and he gets money for it. They had a contract in place with this location. It's an extremely valuable Lego collection, roughly around 200,000 clams worth, and Brian's father is not in the best of health, so this money was actually going to be used for very important things. And to fast forward, basically, he never received any kind of payment for it, but they did take all of the Legos. They had his whole inventory and were actively promoting it, marketing it, and seemingly selling it without ever having followed through on the terms of that agreement that they had with Brian. And in the contract, it is explicitly stated that he still owns the Legos. He never relinquished ownership of the Legos or anything. So he was still entitled to those products that he brought them, should he request them back, presumably. And he did. He asked for them back. They kept refusing. Yep. He eventually got trespassed, apparently. Then Reckless Bin got on the case to try and get the Legos back. They refused. And it was a tooth and nail battle the whole way. And as far as we know, the public right now, it is still unresolved. They still have his Legos being fucking held hostage like it's some kind of ISIS terrorist negotiation. And he is not getting them back and has still not received payment for anything that they had sold from his collection, presumably. And that's only the tip of the iceberg. We've only got one fingernail on the titty and haven't even begun to suckle the milk out from the bosom.
On that note, let's jump back to this one.
Names are from his own company. We just caught the CEO of the entire company red-handed in a lie. Yeah, it's crazy to me that even the CEO is in on this cover-up. But anyways, now that we just caught the CEO in this lie, I wanted to let him know that it's going to be much easier if he just gives us the Legos back now. If you just want to give it back now, it's going to be a lot easier for you guys, you know? I think you guys would prefer the easy way. The hard way, I don't think you guys are really going to like it.
No. Okay.
But we're getting it back either way, so it's like you can either...
So you can leave. If you come back here, we will call the cops. If you don't leave right now, I will call the cops.
So you don't want to do the easy way?
So you're threatening me. What you are doing right now is illegal. It's an extortion.
So catching you guys in illegal activity, that's illegal on me.
Okay, you've been asked to leave, please leave.
And with that, Bricks and Minifigs has made their decision. I presented them very politely with the easy way, and they said, heck no. Well, they've only left me one other option, which is the hard way. But now it's pretty much the super hard way because the police are protecting them. If I ever go back to the store, I'm getting arrested.
If you come back, you will be arrested. Okay? You got attendance?
So we all regrouped together to rewatch the footage I've gotten so far. And there was one thing the manager said that might be a way forward for us.
I've not heard anything from the owners.
Oh.
So you need to leave.
Can I talk to the owners then, or?
Go ahead and call the owners.
Get a number?
I'm not giving it to you.
Why won't you give it to me? Because isn't that the logical next step if we're supposed to
Well,
work
you
with
have
the
all the
owners? Then
information right there, right?
I have the Lego sets you guys have, but I don't have the owner's number now. So yeah, if you give me if that's what you want me to do, then you give me the number and I can.
No, I want you to leave.
Basically, she's putting all of the blame on the owner of the store, which is good to find out. The only problem is she's not giving me the owner's number.
Yeah, if you could give me a number, we can
I'm
call
not
them.
giving you anything except for calling the police.
But you told me to call the owners, right?
You're absolutely right, but I've asked you how many times to leave the store.
But you have his number? Or? No, I don't have any of their numbers.
Dang.
That's why I was like, corporate keeps telling me to contact the owners of the store, but with no contact info. So I try to contact the store, and the store hangs up on me and says I'm harassing them.
The manager is really trying to protect the store owner from getting in trouble. So if she's not going to give me his number, I'm just going to have to find it a different way. When she hands me the phone, we might be able to see his name and number. Josh Lego. Well, we found out the owner's name is Josh. However, the number was way too blurry on the spy glasses. No, it's so blurry. So I checked the store's Instagram to see if it follows anyone named Josh, which it doesn't. So I checked their business records, but everything got scrubbed. This owner is really going to any length he can to stay fully anonymous. After watching the footage over and over, my final conclusion is, yeah, the manager sucks. But she's not really the mastermind of this whole thing. She's just protecting the mastermind of this whole thing because she's brainwashed. Luckily for me, through my YouTube career, I've infiltrated tons of cults and I've personally experienced some of the most intense and crazy brainwashing in some type of way to get one of these employees out of the store so we can brainwash them.
Hey, what's going on? So we're filming a quick video. Maybe
this is funny.
you and her want to do like some kind of challenge for like $100.
I mean, sure, I'm down for that. I don't.
What's happening right now? Do they believe it?
He's doing the challenge. Hell yeah, they're believing the challenge.
3, 2, 1, yellow. Go, 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 go.
And these employees started their YouTube challenge. And yeah, I'm just going to fast forward to this part. I'm not going to torture you guys with all this. All you really need to know is that this girl ended up winning.
High five, sweet. So now I'm going to call my producer. It's going right now.
How's it going? We're partnering with the local Lego club, and we're gonna kind of do like an award ceremony. Like the Lego club wants to host the award ceremony for you. So, yeah. And just like that, she's in. So we traveled deep into the woods and waited for this employee to show up.
Oh my God. Ladies, women, girls, never go meet a group of dudes out in the middle of the damn woods. What the hell? If she shows up by herself, I'm losing all faith in America.
And with that, our new cult member has arrived.
She's a Lego queen. Yes, she's a Lego queen.
Before you can brainwash someone, they have to be open to it. And most cults achieve this by making the new recruit seem like the most special person in the entire world.
Official best employee of Bricks and Minifigs.
The winner goes to California. Lego queen, 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 Lego queen.
Another thing I've personally seen a lot of.
The lengths that he's willing to go to get these Legos back for this old man is so awesome.
That's way out there. Way out there.
It's power. If people feel powerful, they're less likely to think.
I see now what he's trying not to show. The spy.
It is so deep.
It's the spy glasses, Dean. That's what he's worried about.
Yeah.
Cool.
Deep and so ridiculous. I highly recommend you check out Reckless Ben's video covering it. But I want to give you a follow-up here because they did respond to his video. I only just now learned this. And Reckless Ben made a video covering the response. And there's a couple things that I want to talk about because I think it's an absolute load of fucking horseradish that they're trying to pull here with what they're claiming in a couple of instances.
When a complex business dispute is reduced to edited social media clips, critical facts are often lost. While we will not litigate this online, which they are currently doing, we want to clarify the core situation.
Okay, so I see what they're saying. So right now they're saying this is all a big misunderstanding. Ben has edited these clips to make us look bad, but we're not really bad. Now, for the rest of this article, we're going to share our side that Ben left out is what I'm assuming they're saying here, right?
That is exactly what they're saying, and this sounds like the quintessential PR speak, boilerplate, template shit, nothing sincere, nothing genuine, just a desperate attempt from a PR firm to try and save face for their client here, Bricks and Minifigs. And there is just the standard jargon here. They are doing this because right now they are in hot water. They've got their nuts dipped in the candle wax right now, and it's starting to burn. Everyone is shooting spitballs at them. Everyone's on top turnbuckle, throwing tomatoes, screeching boo for good reason, because they look like huge assholes here. And from all available evidence, they are in the wrong. And they are refusing, outright refusing. There are tons and tons of recorded phone calls and interactions with the top brass of Bricks and Minifig, just outright denying, lying, and refusing to give him his Legos back, even though from all available evidence with all of the footage as well as the contract, it seems like Brian is legally within his right to ask for it back, and they should have to oblige. They did not pay him for that collection that they have in their inventory that they have been marketing and pushing and presumably selling, and they never gave him any piece of the pie. And in that contract, it is explicitly stated it is still his collection. It is still his Legos. So I don't know what authority they think they have for that. And again, I'm not a lawyer, so maybe it is more nuanced, though I don't really see how it could be. It, to me, feels like a pretty slam dunk case of a corporation, but fucking the little guy, just because they have more money, which is something they made very clear. If you do try and sue us, we're going.
I think he's speaking your language, Dave.
Dude, I mean, first he said nuts in hot wax. Fucking love it. I'd be lying if I said I haven't dabbled in hot wax nuts. And now he's talking about butt fucking. I'm with it. I'm with it.
Are you guys friends?
I wish.
Do you know him personally?
I wish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just maybe you helped him out with the script here.
To drag this out, and you are going to lose more money in these legal fees over the course of years than you would have ever gotten from us for this collection. They have said that to him. There's even a recorded phone call about that very thing fundamentally. Like, it is, they're not being shy about being assholes. So this right here just reads as just standard PR speak of, oh, this isn't what we're about. We would never exploit anyone, especially not geezers, especially not octogenarians. No, we love the elderly fossils, guys. We would never exploit them unless... I don't know. It just, to me, smells stinky. It just feels really fake and forced, and they don't even really give a good defense. So this is supposed to be their side of things, but they don't actually explain it well, and what they do try and use as like their ace in the hole, I think falls very flat.
Let's see their side. So it says the reality of the consignment claim. Much of the online narrative centers around a private consignment arrangement allegedly made by a former Salem store. It is vital to understand that Bricks and Minifigs Corporate was not a party to this alleged agreement, nor were subsequent franchises who took the ownership of the Salem location after the former owners were removed. So Bricks and Minifigs does have a point here. The previous owner, according to Bricks and Minifigs franchise agreement, they're not supposed to do consignments. They're supposed to buy the Legos and then sell them. So I think the old owner broke the rules.
And that's a very fair point. So a big portion of this revolves around that consignment. So the old owner maybe went against protocol here when she took on board the Lego inventory. And then what happened is she and her husband, they were getting out of the area, and then a new owner was coming in. They basically kicked them to the curb instantly. And there's even video camera footage of her saying, well, what about this inventory? I'm uncomfortable leaving with this inventory that I haven't finished here. And they said, it is on camera. It is on security camera footage. You can hear the guy say that they take on the business endeavors that are already in place, and even explicitly mentions consignment. He says that they are taking on the consignment. But let's just go ahead and assume that he's not representative of the whole company and can't make that call on his own. He can't go up there and just fucking hit a dinger himself and say, you know what, we will take the consignment. If they don't do consignment, then what legal leg do they have to stand on to continue to hoard this inventory from Brian's father? They are actively marketing it, so I imagine they have been actively selling it for quite some time, but they never paid for it. And if they don't do consignment, then the contract that was in place should have never existed in the first place. Thus, they shouldn't have that inventory. So when Brian is requesting that he gets his Legos back from this business, how can they possibly say, no, it's ours to do what we want with now? Eat shit, pussy. How is that allowed? If they don't do consignment and what that guy said is baloney and they can't take on the inventory or do consignment because it's just not part of their company policy, then how do they possibly have the authority to say no to giving him his Legos back? Legos that they shouldn't even have in the first place then. If they don't do consignment, they shouldn't have this inventory. Thus, they should have no problem giving Brian all the Legos back, right? Because otherwise, it seems like they're stealing it. Otherwise, it sounds like the protocol was broken when she took this, but now that she's not here anymore, well, that kind of fizzles, and it's ours forever now. Sorry. That sounds a lot like stealing to me. That just feels highly illegal. Like if I march into a Circle K, assume direct control, kick the franchisee out, and it turns out all the products on my floor actually come from my neighbor, and he had a consignment deal where like the Circle K here sells them and he gets a kickback for it because it's his products. And I take over and I say, not doing that. No consignment here, not part of my policy. But then I continue to sell his products without paying him for it. Am I not just stealing it?
Corporate did not assign, approve, or authorize this arrangement, which is further proof of why they should not have the Legos in the store. If this is something that the brand doesn't do, if Bricks and Minifigs doesn't do consignment deals, then they should just give the Legos back, right? There's no reason for these Legos to be in their store. They didn't pay for them. They're not doing a business deal with Brian anymore. So just give them back. Easy solution. Franchisees operate independent businesses. While they must follow system standards, the franchisor does not automatically inherit responsibility for private, unauthorized agreements a local owner may enter into. This is basically corporate saying, hey, we can't control our franchises, exactly. Right? Yeah. And then, but the problem is when you go to the franchises, they say, well, corporate told us to do this.
Which is the runaround he was getting in the initial coverage of the situation where it was, corporate said this. And then corporate's like, no, it's up to them. And then, no, it's corporate. So you just back and forth, just fucking wild goose chase. But here's the thing. Again, consignment may be fully against their policy, but that deal did happen. There was a contract in place. So if you're taking it over and you are not taking over the consignment, you're not taking over everything that the business had already had contracts for, then you, I don't believe, can legally still have that inventory, right? So how can you possibly say no when the owner of it is requesting it back? And how can you then make threats against them for it and vilify them for it? It is their product, and you are outright saying you don't do these deals. Thus, it's not your product. You didn't obtain it through the proper channels, and you know that. It is violative, and you are knowingly still keeping it and presumably selling it to your customers. They are openly advertising it all over the place on their socials, but it's like even by their own defense of themselves, it's product that they shouldn't even have in the first place, and they didn't pay for it or anything. So is that not just stolen product point blank? I feel like it is, at least in my Neanderthal noodle here. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but I just don't see a world where you can come into a business, take it over, and then say like, all right, everything that happened before we got here no longer counts. But we are going to capitalize off some of those deals. So this product that was a big no-no in how we obtained it, we are still going to actively sell it and market it. And if he comes requesting it back, we are going to trespass him, threaten him, and fight tooth and nail to ensure he never gets those Legos back.
Serious claims require serious evidence. I do agree. We both agree with that.
Yes.
We have repeatedly asked for the original documents and undoctored recordings that support these accusations. So yeah, isn't that funny? Did we try?
Yeah, what channel is that coming on? Somebody send that to, or put it in the Discord so I can go there and have it pulled up. Yeah. I'm trying to get through this video faster because you said the next one's so good.
Dude, the next one's really good. I think it's like 50 minutes though. The next one's long, but it's good.
We got another hour and a half. At least we got to stay on here.
All right, let's do it.
Get the evidence over to you guys.
Yeah, did I remember that time when I had all the evidence in my hand and I walked into the store and I just said, hey, here's all the evidence. I'm not judging you. Let's figure this out. And what did they do?
Can we have like a clip like playing right now?
Yeah, let's roll the clip.
I'm going to play it safe here again. In this video, I'm not showing you those clips because they were recorded through like the glasses and stuff. But if you want to see it, I highly recommend going to Reckless Ben's channel to support him for this super thorough investigation. But they do have irrefutable proof that they did just take the full brass tacks evidence. No nonsense, no horse hockey, just the actual cold hard facts. They did take it to them. They did nothing with it. Also, I don't know what they mean by undoctored recordings. Like it is just the recordings that they put in the video. Like I don't really see where they could have like fudged anything. And again, they did actively try to just present all of the evidence to get it solved because the mission was to just get him his Legos back or what he's entitled to. And they didn't want to play ball with it. Instead, at every opportunity, they tried to have them arrested, trespassing them, claiming harassment. And they did actively work to try and get the law enforcement to throw them in the handcuffs and take them to the slammer. They tried all of the proper avenues of just presenting the evidence and delivering the evidence to corporate and to the people in charge, but they refused it. They denied it. They lied. So what else are they going to do? Well, this. Making a public spectacle out of it, putting it on everyone's radar, because this is a public service that they're doing here. Bricks and Minifigs seems to be an extremely shady corporation that no person should be dealing with. They seem to be doing some very under the table type shit that's very fucking odd, that it potentially was them stealing multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of Legos from at least Brian, but who knows, maybe others as well that just weren't able to get enough eyes on it like Brian and Ben were able to in this case. Who's to say? So them talking about it and presenting all of this is important to consumers out there who might have considered doing business with this company. And now, thanks to this investigation, they know, let's pump the brakes. Maybe we should steer clear of bricks and mini.
Yeah, you'd think maybe we should steer a lot clear, like way out. What the hell kind of freeze frame is that? That is creepy as shit.
Think that they're the ones that are being manipulated. So we got to give this girl some power.
You give me power?
Yes. Yeah, we're giving you power. You're the
Queen says, jump. I feel like I can do anything I want. Step on the Lego do it.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Lastly, all cults do group rituals to make you feel like one with the group. So now we have to become one with this Bricks and Minifigs employee.
Brick by brick, 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 brick by brick.
To finally be able to think logically about the situation.
So we think they've been lying to you. So these were all the sets in the store, and they're all metadata timestamped.
Wait, we do have these ones.
Yeah, those are all his.
Yeah, I know you guys do. You showed me one of them when I had.
Did I?
Yeah.
Wait. It's called on you?
Yeah, all I did was.
Oh my god. You know what's really funny is after you left, I got a call from my boss, and it was like, how do we get them arrested?
Dang.
Now that we have a Bricks and Minifigs employee on our side, it's time to.
They literally indoctrinated this bitch, dude.
They did rituals and everything for him.
they literally created a fucking cult just to indoctrinate the worker, which is really smart. But it's like, yeah, she is fucking fired.
He said he was
for
going
sure.
to brainwash somebody. It worked. He found somebody and completely brainwashed him.
Number.
Wait, but you have like their numbers and stuff, right?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, did he give you Josh's number? Can I take a picture of it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well, now that I have the owner's number, it's time to give him a call.
Hello, this is Josh.
Hello. I'm just calling to get my Legos back. I think they told me to talk to you about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what Legos?
I think it's the Star Wars set. I have a list. I can kind of pull it up. I was just wondering, like, how we can get them back. Should I, like, if I get your okay, I can just walk in the store and.
I don't know what Legos you're talking about, dude. What are you talking about?
I think one of them's called like the Super Trooper set. I think we got, what else is there?
I don't know what you're talking about. Keep going.
You don't?
Since Josh,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Any of the Star Wars
Keep
sets
going.
that make up.
I don't know what you're talking about. Keep going. Like what, dude?
Get back to the dude with the weird spelled name. He knows. With his little twirled up mustache.
Half of the store's inventory. I decided to send them over a picture of the contract his store's in.
What contract is it? I didn't sign a contract. I didn't sign that agreement. I didn't agree to anything in that.
And now I finally understand the legal loophole that Josh is using to get away with this. And it's probably the stupidest loophole I've ever heard in my entire life. Josh is claiming that it's not his name on the contract, it's the previous owner's, which makes no sense because in the security camera footage, he tells the previous owner that he's going to be the one taking over the contract now.
If taking on the business, he takes on all that consignment.
And I guess this is some sort of just contract loophole he's trying to use to steal the world's largest Lego Star Wars collection.
In order for me to be under contract, I have to sign something.
Or you had to take it over from the previous owner, right?
Nope, that's not how the law works.
Yes, it is.
It is?
Yeah. It's kind of how it goes, you know. Especially when you're on video just saying it and agreeing to it. Oopsie.
Minifigs.
We were the ones that refused to give them the
It
evidence.
makes no sense. They literally go, we have repeatedly asked. Okay, that's bullshit. Selective social media posts and investigative style videos are not a substitute for the complete records and legal agreements that govern the rights of all involved parties.
Okay, let's put all the evidence right here. We got the consignment deal. We got the full inventory list that the Bricks and Minifig store made that shows which sets were sold, which sets are still in the store, and which sets Brian has not been paid for. This was an inventory list made by the store. Here's the security camera footage of corporate knowing there was a consignment deal. Here's all the metadata timestamps pictures of the sets that were still in the store when the owner got kicked out. I've printed all of this proof out and tried to give it to them.
They did have the whole kit and caboodle here. This should have been something that never got to this point, never escalated to this point at all. And again, in that footage, the security camera footage, he himself calls out that, yeah, they're taking on the consignments when they take over. But again, maybe he doesn't have the authority to do so, but still, they shouldn't have this inventory then, and they should have no problem giving it back. And them in their statement saying, we've repeatedly requested you give us just the real stuff, not just some fucking bogus YouTube video. Ugh, the actual, fucking evidence here. And they have proven that they repeatedly did try to. The corporation here was never receptive to it. They never took it. They never wanted to deal with it. Instead, they were more interested in just trying to have them arrested and silenced and bullied using litigious threats. So this is just a complete fucking lie here in their statement about like, we asked for it, but you just wanted to make a YouTube video. That's just not true. They did try.
If a legitimate claim exists, there are established legal and dispute resolution processes to handle it fairly. Attempting to force a business outcome through public pressure, especially on unrelated stores and employees, is not a productive or fair path forward.
Basically what they're saying is, let's figure this out the legal way. Well, we did what he said, actually. We did sue him and we won. And then they didn't like the legal way. Bricks and Minifigs was the one who didn't want to do it the legal way. Do you know why?
Because when they won, and they did win in small claims court, they did win. They took it the legal way. Also, from the very beginning, they were trying to provide the evidence to just get this solved. It was Bricks and Minifigs that didn't want to play ball. So they did eventually take it the legal way. They went to small claims court. They didn't go to like the extremely expensive one like Bricks and Minifigs wanted them to, because what Bricks and Minifigs wanted to do was bleed them dry through a long, drawn-out process to just drain them of resources. So instead,
So Dean, check this video out real quick. Sorry, I gotta do this and that, this and that, and that. Check this out.
I can't even take that seriously. The Lego drama. You guys said that shit in a fucking sentence. The Lego drama. You guys, are you gonna talk about the Lego drama? Why the fuck would I talk about Lego drama? Why the fuck would I know that there is Lego drama, much less talk about Lego drama? People, please. How long have you been watching this? I only, my petty only goes so far. Okay, I have scruples, for fuck's sake. And I think you guys know this by now. Fucking Lego drama. Get the fuck out of my face.
What do you think about that? Good stuff.
they went to small claims court, and Reckless Ben, he did win against them. And how did Bricks and Minifigs respond? They shut down that location. So they didn't even pay him what they owed from the small claims court. They instead just shut down operations on that location, thus leaving him high and dry, as well as Brian and the Lego.
Yeah, I've got it. I'm gonna try to watch it. We'll see how it goes whenever it starts.
So yeah, I don't know, Bricks and Minifigs. It sounds like it really wasn't the legal way that you were wanting, was it? So that wasn't much of an option. Public pressure was the only productive way to get any kind of attempt to try and help Brian here get his Legos back. But still, that hasn't happened. So instead, what's happening is people are being alerted to the very awful business practices of this company. Like, again, the lack of professionalism as well from the people in charge is fucking alarming. The way that Josh, one of the owners there of that location, just keep calling this guy stupid, cussing at him, swearing at him, fuck you, man, that kind of stuff. Everyone's seeing it now. So Bricks and Minifigs looks like a terrible fucking business. And they have still not given Brian's Legos back, even though they did go through the legal way.
Doing whatever they can to silence criticism. And if you don't believe me, watch part 2.
Moving forward together, our position remains simple. Bricks and Minifigs Corporate was not a party to the unauthorized Salem consignment agreement.
Wait, they were a party in the theft of the Legos.
Any legitimate claims should be resolved through the proper legal channels where facts can be evaluated fairly. And we already did that.
Yep.
So,
facts. Bricks and Minifigs keeps trying to alt by saying the facts, that kind of thing, but the facts betray them. Even their own defense isn't watertight because they keep bringing up that they don't take on the consignment, which, again, it's on video of the guy saying, yeah, we take it on. But if that's just, if that's horseradish, fine, you don't take on consignment. But then you knowingly have inventory that was taken through this consignment and you are not giving it back, even though the owner of it is requesting it. Thus, you are taking this inventory that you don't have a right to and selling it and not paying for it. That sounds like it's stolen. That's an immutable fact. That is not like a doctored piece of video or anything like that. That is a provable fact that there was a consignment and he gave the inventory to the store. They had it. They were actively marketing it. So they definitely had the product. They were selling the product, it seems, based on all evidence. And now, according to Bricks and Minifig, they don't do consignment. Thus, why the fuck aren't they giving him his Legos back? What sense does that make? These are the facts.
We ask our fans and creators to consider the human impact of the content they share. Fairness is a two-way street. It requires looking at the full picture and respecting the rights of unrelated small business owners and their staff. I mean, shouldn't they care about people below them?
This doesn't say how they're moving forward. Moving forward should be, let's give Brian his Legos back, right?
That should have been the first sentence. That's absolutely right. Instead, this is more just like a sad song. Guys, come on, we ordered some French fries. Why is no one shedding any tears for us? Think about the human impact. There's humans here. And by the way, in the video, we heard from some of those humans. They're really rancid. They're really rude, mean people that Ben was interacting with. Off rip, too, by the way. Like, it's not like they were goaded into it. When Ben was just asking very simple questions at the beginning, they were instantly snapping and saying that that he's harassing them. I don't know, not really great people there at the top of the food chain at Bricks and Minifigs that I've seen. And also, considering the human impact, what about Brian's father? You have his fucking Legos, his life's work. He built that up over the course of so many years of his life, growing it into what it became, worth multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars. His pride and joy. And it was money that the family could have really utilized in his time of bad health. So what about the human impact there, Bricks and Minifigs? What the fuck? Like, you are the last place that should be trying to appeal to like humanity, please, when you have his Legos and are still refusing to give them back or pay for what you've sold from his collection. It's ridiculous. And in their response, they don't explain why they're keeping the Legos. They don't address that at all. So you don't do consignment. Why are you keeping the Legos? Why are you selling those Legos? And why are you not giving them back to the owner? If you don't do consignment, you shouldn't have them. Explain your side. You didn't. Instead, they just keep relying on like this nothingness. Like they're not even defending themselves is the thing. Because what they're doing is indefensible. So their response was fucking terrible. Anyway, I just had to do a follow-up once I saw that they responded. Anyway, that's really about it. So yeah.
Yep, that's about it. So here's Dean's video. It's the right one.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, this isn't it. I think it's the oh, it's getting dangerous. I think it's the one that's dangerous. Yeah. That's the one.
There's the spot.
It's like 50 minutes.
I've made on this massive Lego scandal, but I can't help it. This is one of the crazier stories I think I've ever covered. All of this started over Legos and is now at a point where Reckless Ben, the guy who was really investigating it and blew the lid off of this, spilled the beans, has now been targeted more times than Cobra Commander by the local police department out there. Working in collaboration with Bricks and Minifigs. Part 2 of Reckless Ben's investigation just dropped, and he and his whole group get arrested. He has been targeted multiple times by the police getting arrested, and there is evidence presented on camera that seems to indicate that the police are knowingly engaging in what I think is pretty clearly some barnacles, not to get into the technical terms there, that's some legalese for you, some barnacles, in order to have him silenced because of what he's talking about. And there are some deep-rooted potential connections between Bricks and Minifigs and this local police department that is now, for some reason, going scorched earth on Ben and his entire team. It is absolutely fucking absurd. Arasaka from Cyberpunk is a less corrupt, less evil organization than Bricks and Minifigs, it seems. It's unbelievable. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll give you like the briefest rundown before getting into part 2 here, because this is wild. They literally come in guns blazing on Ben and his team, by the way. Not to get into spoilers. But this all started because I had a voice crack. That's how extreme this is. It's affecting my vocal even yapping about it. Ben had been investigating a case of some potentially stolen Legos from Bricks and Minifigs. What happened is an individual named Brian took his father's Lego collection that his father had built up over years of his life, a very valuable collection valued roughly around $200,000 worth of product. He took it to Bricks and Minifigs to sell it to them on consignment, so that way he could take that money to his father, who was in not the best health, and this money was going to be used for very important things in the family. Well, what ended up happening is when he took it to that shop, Bricks and Minifigs, the owner was pretty much forced out after they had talked about leaving the country, and then corporate stepped in. This is all backed up by oodles of evidence. There's the whole kit and caboodle of evidence confirming this timeline, not the Bricks and Minifigs response of just actual gobbledygook that they keep trying to spit out. And when that owner was forced out and corporate took over, they put up a big stink crossing their arms and refused to give Brian his Lego collection back, which is still his collection. By the very contract that was signed, it is still his collection, but they then said, oh, we don't do consignment. We wipe our asshole with that. We wipe our dirty little ass with consignment papers. That's toilet paper to us. So get out of here. Kick rocks, pussy. So not only could Brian not get his Lego collection back from Bricks and Minifigs, but they didn't pay for it, and they were even marketing it and selling this Lego collection, a collection that they had no legal right to, considering, according to them, they don't even do consignment in the first place. Thus, how could they possibly have this collection? It's not theirs to even be selling. So by all possible interpretations, that sounds like stolen product that they are selling to their customers. So this was a huge investigation from Ben into this corruption. It was unbelievable. I highly recommend you watch his coverage of it. And since then, they keep singing a different tune, like, oh, consignment, we don't do that. But then the previous owners came forward showing that as part of their agreement, they do actually sign off on consignment. It is there in plain English that they do accept consignment opportunities given some circumstances. So that's a lie from Bricks and Minifigs, it seems. And they are on camera saying to the previous owner, when you guys leave, when we take over, we are also taking on the consignment liability. All of this is right there out in the open, yet they still refuse to give Brian his father's Lego collection back, and they refuse to pay him for that collection that they have already been selling. How is that not stolen property? So anyway, part 2 has now come out, and again, at the end of part 1, Ben did successfully sue Bricks and Minifigs in small claims court. But in response to that victory, they just shut down the location in order to weasel out of having to pay that. They lost, and now, instead of being held accountable and actually paying what they owe, they shut down the shop. So Reckless Ben in part 2 is now trying to serve the papers for the next lawsuit here. They won in court. He is going through the legal process, which is what And Bricks and Minifigs' official response has been needed to do, and he has already done that, and they have fought him tooth and nail, and they are now exploiting the legal system to try and silence him, allegedly, based on all of the evidence here. It's fucking terrifying, because in part 2, you're going to see they are using the law like it's their dick. Like they are playing with it constantly. Bricks and Minifigs, that is. And the officers are...
I'm almost convinced you possibly gave him some, like, at least some outline topics.
Yeah. I told him what to say. I did like that when I heard it the first time. They're using the law like it's their dicks. They're just swinging it around.
Not the jelly kind either.
Not the jelly.
All jam.
It's all jam, dude.
All jam.
Are more than happy to just swallow all of this come from them. They go out there and just start guzzling. They are there and harassing Ben and his team, threatening them constantly, and they do arrest them multiple times. They even go in with guns blazing to his fucking house and dislocate his shoulder, like roughhousing him outside, even though no one put up any kind of fight. It's crazy. Let's get into it.
So I started to file my lawsuit. But right after I filed this court case, it got rejected. And the reason was I failed to demonstrate a good faith effort to resolve the dispute prior to filing.
Basically, before this court case can get approved, I have to at least attempt to settle with Josh outside of court first.
I tried calling Josh, but I'm blocked.
I'm sorry. Oh, man. Basically, if Josh wants to save the day, I got him a trophy that says, Joshua Johnson saved the day. And we'll give him this trophy, but he has to give the Legos back first.
So we started driving to Josh's house.
I had never heard of that. So in order to file this lawsuit, he needed to play in the pig pen with Josh for a little bit here to demonstrate that he tried in good faith to resolve it amicably. So that's exactly what Ben tried to do. He drove out to Josh in order to meet him in person to try and just squash the beef right then and there and get the Legos back so that way it didn't have to go through the legal system here with this lawsuit. Ben has been doing everything above board based on everything that I've seen here. Again, I'm not a fucking lawyer, but it is telling him what he needs to do legally, and he is doing it. Yeah, he's kind of being a little silly about it, like with the trophy, but I mean, that's exactly what Josh deserves. He deserves to be treated like a fucking temper tantrum-riddled child. That's what Josh is. We've heard him on the phone fucking melting down, crashing out, freaking out, sucking his thumb, farting his butt off. Like, this guy super sucks. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with delivering him a little, cheeky trophy about like, oh, he saved the day. Look, you finally did it, Josh, in order to avoid the lawsuit if Josh is willing to do that. But guess what? Josh isn't that much of a man. He's a little bitch.
This happened.
The police just showed up. What the heck? Why are the police at his house?
Oh, there's another one, dude. 2 cop cars. I didn't? I thought I stopped.
Yeah, you definitely stopped. You said you ran a stop sign? You said you ran a stop sign?
I didn't see what happened.
Yeah, I was like,
we definitely stopped at the stop sign.
Stopped.
Yeah.
I was so sure that we stopped at the stop sign that I actually requested all the police footage of this. And as you can see, we didn't even do a rolling stop. We fully stopped at the stop sign. So this is an illegal.
Oh, dude.
Yep.
They completely stopped the full 3 seconds right there. It sucks. You got it on video and somebody that's smart enough to go and get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, dude, like, this is like in this video, it shows just how involved the police start fucking getting. And
just steps up a notch right here.
It gets so much worse, dude.
That's blatant right there.
Mm-hmm.
That was like a perfect stop. I like how he went back and got it. You got to be smart, but he got them receipts.
Stopped at the stop sign. Yeah.
I was so sure that we stopped at the stop sign that I actually requested all the police footage of this. And as you can see, we didn't even do a rolling stop. We fully stopped at the stop sign. So this is an illegal traffic stop.
Yeah, the corruption kicks off immediately upon Ben even entering the zone here. He's in the fucking PvP-enabled zone now. So Ben gets in the server, and Josh was alerted to it potentially from some of the other Bricks and Minifigs associates that knew that Ben was there. So as they're going to try and like have this peaceful conversation with Josh about this whole thing, as he is required to do by law as the first steps before filing a lawsuit, Josh has already alerted the police there. So Josh already hunkers down, surrounded by his own private military force here with the Utah Police Department that's protecting him. And they decide to initiate what seems to be an illegal traffic stop here on Ben, saying that he didn't stop at the stop sign, but he requested the footage from the cops on the dash cam.
Yeah, it's live, but if you guys read the description, you'll see that he's going to do a story before he plays the Aiden interview. So I'm watching it. So whenever he gets to the Aiden interview, I'll stop and we'll go watch that. But I don't want to just sit there and watch the whole show. If that makes any sense.
You can see them stop. They stopped. I think it's pretty obvious they were just looking for an excuse to stop them and intimidate them.
So who's Ben? Me? Ben? How's Utah? It's good. Like it?
We were forced to go home without having this
What a
good faith
douchey
conversation.
thing.
the
He's
court
like,
requires
"How's
us to have.
Utah,
Pretty
bud?"
cool officer. He thinks he's in like an action movie or something. Hey, Ben, how's Utah, bud? I don't know why he's acting like that. That's so cringe. But anyway, Ben then explains the reason for being there. He then goes back to the car, and this is all on body cam. He says, give me the ID for Reckless Ben. Everything else he said was a lie. Even though Ben was telling him the true story, they just immediately write it off as a lie, showing pretty clearly that they are already against Ben and his team, trying to get justice for an old man who has been butt-fucked by this massive corporation, and they are trying to do it legally through the legal system that is instructing them to go there and have that conversation with Josh peacefully, but they're not letting him do that, so they had to go home empty-handed because, well, the police weren't going to allow that to happen.
I actually remembered that there's another owner of the store named Brandon Best. Brandon is the guy in the security camera footage that illegally kicked the first owner out of the store so he could steal all their Legos. I tried calling him, but I am also blocked.
I'm sorry.
The only option left is to show up to his house.
Hello. Hey, how's it going? Hello?
So with that now being a dead end, that quest has failed. He still has to demonstrate to the court that in good faith he had a conversation to try and solve it peacefully. So instead, he is now going to one of the other owners, Brandon Best. And Brandon actually does answer the door, but Brandon seems to be in like a fugue state. This guy comes out there like he's fucking possessed. I don't even think he knows what planet he's on. Brandon comes out there like he's confused on what year it is.
Hey, well, I was wondering if you'd be down to pay us for the lawsuit that we won.
It kind of seems like Brandon doesn't want to have this good
He's got an Easter basket.
faith conversation to resolve this problem outside of court. And I gave him plenty of time to speak.
I guess if you don't want to talk, I'll just talk. So you guys told us to take you to court. We went to court and we won. We know you closed down the store to avoid paying us. So we could just sue you guys personally and do the whole thing again. We would obviously win again, but
then the police showed up.
This boggles my mind. So Brandon is swaying over there like a fucking drunken zombie, refusing to say any words at all. He's gone catatonic. And he is still, his company, they've still not paid the lawsuit that they lost. How is that allowed? How is that not a crime against them? How can Ben win this case legally? It's in the system. This isn't like, far-fetched, like nonsense. It's a real legitimate case they won, and they're just not giving the payment that they are supposed to. I just don't know how it's not illegal. So the police do show up. They're immediately on Brandon's side, going after Ben about how Ben's lying about everything, even though it is all in the system. He won. Why is it? How can they just say, like, nah, we don't feel like paying. In fact, we'll just shut down the store. So how's that taste? This is what we'll pay you with. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. How is that not immediately a crime that they are just dodging this, the responsibility to pay what they are supposed to? They lost. What the fuck kind of sense does this make? How is that allowed? What kind of fucking legal system do they have over there in Utah?
And again, for some reason, they are really trying to protect these criminals.
He didn't steal anything. He inherited the store from somebody.
no, he stole $200,000
How do you know that?
because I've been spending the last 3 months in the case and I won in court.
He inherited the store.
Uh-huh.
He's being blamed for everything that the previous owner did, and he's trying.
Well, that's a lie. So we.
Why is a police officer out here trying to defend or try the case in the front yard?
Yeah, what's the funny thing is, right? Like, not just why is she trying to do that? How does she know this, right? Like, how does she have her talking point already? She just shows up there right now, right? Like, how does she know fucking Josh's and what was it, Brendan? How does she know their sides already?
That's crazy information for her to know about for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is going on here? Why would you know as a cop about a civil ordeal going on?
But it's not civil. They're trying to make it a civil thing. It is criminal. This is theft. This is felony theft. It's $200,000 worth of theft. This is like super felony, dude. Like.
That is curious to know. I wish we could figure out her name. Call her and ask her. How the hell she already knew about that? Then they'll probably just go and arrest Dean.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The police officers are like brainwashed by Bricks and Minifigs. Are they just all in like Bricks and Minifigs pockets or something? This makes no sense. Why is she now regurgitating their lies? She doesn't even know what the fuck is going on. So why is she saying it? Is it she's coming at it from a place of like knowledge on the case? She has no clue. So why is she taking him at his word instead of Ben, who literally has a court victory confirming his side of things? Bricks and Minifigs has nothing. They have nothing. They have their lies. They have their incorrect accounts of things. Ben has actual evidence and proof. So why are the police on Brandon's side? Why? And why is she saying verbatim what they keep saying? This is very odd, very, very peculiar.
A line we already proved this in court. Okay.
Come back and step foot on this property, you're gonna go to jail.
The police gave me a formal trespass notice, which I took a picture of it and sent it to the court as proof I tried to have this good faith conversation.
They trespass at the drop of a hat up there, don't they? They already got their fucking paperwork ready and everything. It's like, well, I'm gonna whoop out my trespass book here, and there's already like 200 pages of the trespass things already filled out. It's like, fuck, nobody can go anywhere in this town. Like, gotta be careful.
But Brandon didn't want to have it with me. And turns out this was good enough. My court case with Brandon Best got accepted. But my court case with Josh is still going to be rejected until I find a way to have this good faith conversation with him.
So there we go. One of the fetch quests have been completed here. He tried to have the conversation with Brandon. He got trespassed for it, submitted it, they accepted it, but he now still has to try and find a way to do it with Josh.
After some more research, we found out that both Josh and Brandon are super hardcore Mormon.
This becomes extremely relevant information later on as a possible connection between the Bricks and Minifigs goobers here that we are dealing with, as well as the law enforcement, because some of the local law enforcement officers that are constantly trying to have Ben and his team arrested and actually do get them arrested, actually put them in cuffs and everything, they are also hardcore Mormons from all of the evidence Ben presents. So is there a chance that they were just trying to protect their own, even knowing that he is doing something highly immoral and possibly very much allegedly, potentially criminal, illegal? Anyway, as Ben is leaving, he and his team are pulled over again by the officers who are now initiating another traffic stop. And it became pretty clear what the tactic that was being used here from Josh and Brandon was. Since Ben had told Brandon that he's now suing them personally, he's going to go after them personally, it seems like they are desperately trying to find any excuse to have them thrown in the slammer to avoid that. So now we are going to get really familiar with the police department because they've got them on the leash. Bricks and Minifigs, the puppet master out there, it seems, because they are using the police department willy-nilly out the wazoo, constantly sending them like dogs after Ben and his team. Even though Ben and his team are doing everything legally by the book, as they are supposed to do, as Bricks and Minifigs said they needed to do, by the way. Now they're doing it legally and being fucking stalked, basically, by the police department, wielded by Brandon and Josh.
So, yeah, we ended up just driving home, but on our way back, this happened.
What? Pull over again? For what? How's it going?
How's it going? I'm Officer Hawkins, American Police Department. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. What's your name? Are you Ben?
The police apparently got a call that we had heroin on us.
This officer's going to come out and search every person.
Come
Shady
on.
shit, dude. Shady shit.
Come on, man. Heroin? Really? Of all things.
Mm-hmm. Right, like what a terrible lie. Like obviously it's meant to hem them up, but what a terrible like heroin of all things. Like
All right. Could have said I had a little weed on me or something.
yeah, it's fucking Utah. Weed would have been good enough, you know what I mean? But like they have heroin. Like, come on.
Damn.
So he's going to do that. I'm going to put this away, and then we'll be right. Don't reach in your pocket. Okay? Sounds good. Thank you.
After 2 hours of searching the car, obviously they found no drugs.
So, you didn't find
I explained to the police that we didn't have drugs, and the reality of the situation is that Bricks and Minifigs is so desperate at this point that they're willing to do anything to get us arrested so they don't have to pay for the property they stole.
Yeah, that's pretty low. These fucking scumbags are now resorting to falsifying these reports to officers. They are maliciously relaying fraudulent information to the officers to try and have Ben and his team arrested. So now Brandon / Josh here is saying that they had heroin in their car, so the police pulled them over and searched for drugs, and of course, they didn't find anything. And interestingly enough, this appears to be part of a pattern from Josh Johnson. This seems to be one of his go-to tactics. According to one of the previous owners of the Bricks and Minifigs, where all this started, the Patient Zero, when they were kicked out, when corporate swooped in and, excommunicated them from the Continental, Josh Johnson had apparently been spreading rumors telling people that they, the previous owners, were selling heroin. So Josh really seems to like that lie about, oh, a person I don't like and I want to have arrested. Oh yeah, they have heroin. Oh yeah, they're selling heroin. Apparently, this seems to be something he does pretty often. Why is that not a crime? I mean, it is a crime, but why is he not being arrested for it? They've now gone through the search. They found nothing. We now know that he was wrong, and we now see that, at least according to one other source here, he has done this at least twice on purpose. That's a crime. Can we get him, maybe held accountable for that shit? It's kind of ridiculous.
They were still not going to let us go until we told them where the drugs were.
Your eyes, for example, right? There's a constriction, which is dilated, and then not. So I have a good look at this. I'll show him. Look, go ahead, look at him.
I'll look at you.
Yep.
You did see it?
So
it's crazy. I have no idea because I've never done any drugs in my life. I don't do drugs. I don't do alcohol. I've never done any of that in my life. I'm willing to do any drug tests. Like, I'm very cooperative. I don't understand what you're seeing in my eyes.
I'm gonna have a discussion with this officer.
Oh, they're really scraping the bottom of the barrel here. They're really trying to alt. Oh, it's your eyes. Your eyes. You have heroin eyes. I can see the heroin in your eyes, Buster. But this, hats off to this guy for remaining so calm. He's like, okay, do you see it? This fucking fairy tale. You see it? Hey, look, I'll do any drug test. Let's rip it. And then the officer's like, give me a moment. Give me a second.
And then the police department illegally redacted this conversation too. My guess is that they acknowledge that it's very obvious we don't have drugs on us, but they were going to try and pressure us into giving some type of false confession anyways.
I'm not sure if you're lying to me or not, to be honest.
I'm willing to take any drug test you want.
You're walking a very dangerous line, which can get you in jail a lot.
Yeah.
And you could end up in jail in Utah when you're from Cali.
Okay.
Not worth it, right?
Yeah.
We play differently here.
We play differently
I'm willing to
here.
cooperate with you guys and do anything you want me to because I'm not.
Damn.
We play differently here in Utah.
Definitely the church. I bet you all of these people sit down together 2-3 days a week. I mean, there's no way you could know that much about the case just from like watching TV stories or fucking knowing one person that's watching it online or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Heroin. You got the heroin eyes, boy.
Hiding anything. I can promise you that.
We weren't giving the police a false confession like they wanted. So eventually, I guess they just got tired and let us go.
Oh my God, I love that from the officer. You're walking a real dangerous line here, mister. What, the dangerous line? Being cooperative? What dangerous line is he walking? He's telling you he will do whatever drug test you want. And you're like, oh, you better be very, very careful saying shit like that. I'm about to take you the fuck down. And then they're even saying we play differently over here. No, it seems like you play stupid. It seems like you play unethical ball is what it seems like. Because you are being wielded.
Are you coming right at me? Are you coming right at me? That's what I was like. Hey, I was gonna let him go, he had the heroin eyes, and then I turned around, motherfucker was coming right at me.
Like Josh's personal fleshlight. This is a complete bogus stop here based on false information. Clearly, there's no drugs there. There's no probable cause to take it further. Both of these men don't seem to be intoxicated or on any substances at all. It's plain as day. They're being cooperative, and they're still trying to find any excuse to lock them up under the directions of Josh, most likely. That's what it seems to be. So yeah, I guess they do play by some different rules over there. Some very corrupt rules, seemingly. This is just totally fucking unacceptable. Every officer
So yeah, Penguin is live right now. He's only got 9,500 people there.
Only?
That's it. Just under 10,000 is what I like to say, dude.
Yeah. That's it.
So
Yeah.
We're both under 10,000 right now.
Yeah, we're on the same level, dude. I mean, we both have under 10,000. We're not breaking that. So
I didn't make the category. I just brought it up. That's it. We're both under 10,000 right now.
see in this video doing shit like this, I think absolutely needs to be fired. And beyond that, needs to be investigated and potentially thrown in jail themselves. Having corrupt officers like this is extremely dangerous to public safety. And there is overwhelming evidence to showcase, at the very least, complete incompetence to the point where that is also dangerous to public safety. It's fucking outrageous.
We'll let you guys go now, but you're walking a thin line. Just be mindful of that. Does that make sense? Okay.
At this point, I've documented everything I've been through to the court, that I've tried to have this good faith conversation with Josh. He just doesn't want to have it with me. And because of everything I went through, my court case finally got approved.
So now we can go to the next steps here. And I know I keep interrupting a lot, but it's just so much to unpack here. So much corruption. It's unreal. All over Legos. And what is very easily provable, bricks and minifigs being in the wrong. Like, it's unbelievable. But like the officers in saying, all right, be mindful. Be mindful of what? Driving and doing nothing wrong? because that's what they were doing. Be mindful of what? Some psychopath lunatic calling in a false report to have the police scoot in sideways on you? That's completely out of his control. You can't be mindful of that. You have a maniac on the loose over there named Josh.
And attached to this email are court papers to serve Josh. The only problem is Josh is not going to open this door for anyone. So I made this poster that says, "I stole a dying man's life savings," and printed it out. Now I'm placing this poster in a public space right across the street from Josh's house. Yeah, it turns out I have a process server to serve him his court papers. But almost immediately, my sign got blocked.
Oh no, he's blocking our sign.
As you can imagine, this is where it really pops off. So he now has the court papers to serve Josh, but he has to serve Josh. So he gets a process server out there. He tries to get Josh to come outside to, take down the sign. It is on public property. He is 100% within his right to put that sign there. But once again, protecting Josh, here comes the goof troop. They're now blocking the sign, and they're about to go have some very stern conversations with Ben, and things are going to only continue to escalate.
What are you guys doing here?
So we are in a court case with them, and we have to serve them legal papers.
The police realize that we're not breaking any laws, and they've been called here for a false reason, so they decided to leave. And then we got the police calling us again.
Hello. Yeah, the court requires us to come in person for some reason, so...
Again, the cops realized that we are doing nothing illegal and decided to leave. Now it's time to serve Josh his court papers. But we got the police called on us again.
Hello. Yeah.
I just don't understand how Josh is allowed to do this. Why is this not punishable?
This guy just walked in and was like, "Can I see those papers?" He didn't know, "What are you doing?" or "I don't know what's going on here."
Yeah, he knew.
Straight to, "Let me see the damn papers."
They have come out 3 times now, and they keep recognizing that there is nothing illegal going on here, and Josh keeps calling them out. There is very clear.
All right. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just backing up this Turtle Boy video. I mean, the interview. Damn it. All right. All right, here we go with this. Let's check this out.
Vehicle is a Lexus SUV, but there was a lot of weird things surrounding this case and a lot of unanswered questions. And Aiden Kearney was on the ground during the whole entire thing and was the guy asking the most questions. You might not know him as Aiden because he's very famous as Turtle Boy. He is an investigative journalist and he runs Turtle Boy News. Welcome to the show, Turtle Boy. How you doing, my friend?
Good. Thanks for having me, Alex.
Well, dude, we got a lot to talk about. Let's just be real. Karen Reed, this trial, you were one of the biggest people calling it out, saying that she was not guilty. Now, I tend to agree with you that it didn't seem like she was the one that murdered her husband. But for me, there wasn't a lot of smoke. Excuse me, boyfriend, the police officer. Sorry. I said husband. You got to correct me. So in this situation, the evidence against her was that she was drunk and that she ran him over and just left him. Can you, give us the TLDR, too long didn't read, of this Karen Reed trial?
Yeah, so the evidence against her was that she dropped her boyfriend off at this house, and she was drunk. Admittedly, she was drinking and driving, and that she waited for him outside. He was supposed to call her or text her when, just to let you know everything's all set, because they were invited back there. She didn't want to go. The night was young for him. He wanted to party the night away. It was another Boston police officer's house, and he just never texted her or called. She got pissed. She left. She went back to his house because they didn't live together. And, she waited for him to get home and he never came. And so she started leaving these angry voicemails, as women tend to do sometimes when they're upset, and started cussing him out and saying, "John, you're a loser. I hate you, blah, blah, blah. You're a user. You're using me. We're done. And I'm here with your kids and you're nowhere to be found," etc. As it turns out, John was dying inside the house, inside Brian Albert's house. He had gone inside, and and she didn't know where he was. So at 4:30, she falls asleep at 1:30. She wakes up at 4:30 a.m. She calls a friend named Jennifer McCabe, who was at the house, or somebody who she kind of knew named Jennifer McCabe, who was at the house that night. And Jennifer McCabe and another woman named Carrie Roberts pick her up. They go out looking for him. It's now 6 a.m. They get back to Brian Albert's house. They find John O'Keefe on the front lawn dying. And Karen Reed is confused. She doesn't know how he got there. Reports vary about what she said at the scene. Some people say that she said, "Could I have hit him? Did I hit him?" Jennifer McCabe, who she picked up, and some believe are involved in the death of John O'Keefe, she claims that she said, "I hit him. And so they search the scene where his body was found. They don't find anything there except for a shard of a cocktail glass. And then a blizzard is coming because it's snowing at this point, but it wasn't that heavy in the morning. 12 hours later, the state police have seized her vehicle, and they're looking right at her that she's responsible for this. And then the state police do a search after they take her vehicle. a foot of snow has fallen at this point. And they start searching the scene and they find 4 small pieces of red taillight that were from her vehicle, but it was not there 12 hours prior. And so some people believe that taillight was planted by the police. And they don't do any sort of search of the house. They don't even ask to look inside the house. People inside the house are not questioned by police, etc. They're very well connected. And, Karen Reed is blamed for this. She's indicted for murder a few months later after a grand jury is convened. And I remember when I first saw this story on the news, I just assumed it was a tragic accident and I didn't really think much of it. And then 15 months later, she hired an attorney by the name of Alan Jackson, who's a pretty famous guy. He's represented a lot of big clients in Hollywood. And all of a sudden, he puts out an affidavit in April of 2023. And in the affidavit, it says that Jennifer McCabe, the woman who picked her up and was inside the house that night, that she Googled how long to die in cold at 2:27 a.m., which would be a very weird thing to Google if you thought that John never came inside the house. If you just went home, why would you Google how long to die in cold? Unless you were planning to put him out in the cold, as the defense contends, to die from the elements. And so basically,
to be fair, real quick, I just want to say this, because that search is very damning. I mean, that's a very weird thing that they would search that. But you speculate, and this is all alleged. I don't want we're just speculating here. We don't really know. You don't necessarily know. Only I guess John O'Keefe and his murderers know really what happened. But if he was inside the house, why would they search that how to die in the snow if he was already got killed in the house? That's where
because they're framing her, because the plan was to put him outside where Karen Reed was last seen.
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
And it all worked out perfectly. They kind of lucked out because
not perfectly, but time out. Karen Reed got off, so I'm not saying that they falsely accused him. I'm just saying it didn't work out perfectly, obviously, because it's a media story. Yeah,
they're not in jail. So it kind of worked out well for them, the Karen Reed was the perfect fall guy for this. And, she went to trial, and when the police are your friends and the district attorney is covering for you and they don't look at any other suspects except for you, you become an easy target. And that's kind of where I came in. I took this story. Nobody was paying attention to the story. And then I started writing about it and doing shows about it. I've been doing this for like 10 or 11 years now. And I just kind of took the story on and it became like a viral sensation. And next thing you know, we've got, I'm assembling crowds and we're holding protests. And, we raised over $1.1 million for her legal defense fund because she had to hire a lot of experts. It was, her against the state. It was an unfair fight. So, and in doing so, I picked up my own charges. On October 11th, 2023, I was dropping my kids off at the bus stop as I always do. And then, the bus came and got him, and I start walking up my driveway, and all of a sudden the guy pulls up, jumps out of a truck with a badge on, and it's like, hey, hold on one second. I'm like, what's up? And you're under arrest. And he just put my hands behind my back, and then 6 other cops rolled up, including the same state police who I was accusing of covering up this murder. And they read me my rights and said, you're being charged with 8 felony counts of witness intimidation. And I've been on bail for that ever since. They revoked my bail on Christmas of 2023. I went to jail for 60 days, and I got out, and I kept on doing what I'm doing. They've tried to revoke my bail a few times. It's failed. And I'm awaiting trial in December. And I'm also being sued now, along with Karen Reed, who has been acquitted. She's since been acquitted. She went through 2 trials. She was acquitted twice of murder and manslaughter. And her and I are both now being sued by what we call the House defendants here for defamation, because her and I have accused them of being the ones who killed John O'Keefe, even though they're accusing her of doing it.
Yeah, I know that is kind of a double standard, but I don't know who killed who. I just want to say I'm Switzerland in this situation, but I do appreciate your hard work. I really do appreciate it, because a lot of people don't realize how powerful a guy with a freaking camera phone can be in exposing fraud and exposing government corruption. Like, all it really takes is courage. It doesn't even, and I mean this respectfully, you don't have to be the smartest guy in the room. It takes courage to go and talk to these people and trying to look into things, and being smart helps, but you know what I mean? It's just people are scared to get negative attention. They're scared to stick their neck out there. And I think you have made yourself well known because you're able to go and take risks and go and talk to people and kind of look at other angles that nobody else is looking at. So with all of this, Karen Reed gets, not guilty is a huge thing. There is a little controversy though, right? She is not giving you any respect and you don't like that. And now you and her are beefing. Is that correct? A guy that did everything we got arrested for is being charged with 8 felonies for it. She can't even give you a thank you card.
I mean, it's kind of a side plot. I did this because it's my job, not for a thank you. If she wants to say thank you, great. But that's not kind of what I did this for. Honestly, I said from the beginning, it would mean more if she was like, hey, by the way, he's also not guilty and what they're doing to him is wrong. Like, that would be cool. But it doesn't have, there was some controversy.
Hey, let's be real. You're trying to, I'm going to be professional and say it was just about the journalism, which I do. I think that you were just trying to be a journalist, but being this woman's like biggest soldier, you think it's like, I have soldiers online that go and defend me in the comments and stuff. I appreciate that when I have somebody that's willing to defend me. They don't even personally know me and they're willing to lay their life on the line, their reputation for me. I mean, I think that is one of the nicest thing a stranger or a fan can do for me. And the fact that you did all that and she can't even just give you a little bit of flowers, a flower here, a flower there. that Turtle Boy helped me a little bit, because a lot of people don't realize your streams are getting like 10,000 live viewers. You're going live. You're getting huge numbers covering this. So you helped bring awareness to this. You helped theoretically bring attention to somebody that felt like they were getting persecuted by the government unfairly. So I just don't know why she would view you as the bad guy, even if you are, let's say, a little controversial.
Yeah, it's like, well, that's the thing about the beauty of the story is that like she's a flawed individual. Like she's being framed, but she's flawed. And that's what made her such an easy person to set up and be the patsy for this, is that she's not like the John's family, despite all of the evidence against the McAlberts that showed that she's actually innocent, still sided with the government and the police because they don't like her that much, because she is like somewhat of a polarizing figure. Yeah. So like,
why is she polarizing? Because real quick, did she have like a previous DUI again? What is so polarizing about her, that she wasn't married, or what? What was it?
Like
what was her controversy?
She's like a tough broad from Fall River who doesn't take any shit. Like she's like that. Like she's like, a kind of chick that like in court she made a lot of faces and stuff like that. Like
I have a friend like that, Sam Hyde. I have a friend like that, and Sam Hyde doesn't take any crap. And that kind of makes sense. He's from that area. I think he's from Fall River. So I guess that is kind of a personality trait of being from that area. So she's just kind of like a tough woman dating a cop, and she doesn't have as big of a family, doesn't have as big of a support system. Is that why they targeted her, in your opinion?
Well, she's not connected. Like the people that were inside Brian Albert's house are all connected. Brian Albert was a 30-year veteran of the Boston Police Department. Brian Higgins is an ATF.
Well, to be fair though, real quick though, because we got to go to break. And answer this question, then we got to go to break. This guy, if he's a 30-year police veteran, you really think he would kill his friend though? I mean, that's why one guy.
They weren't friends. They weren't friends, and Brian Higgins, the ATF agent, was trying to bang his girlfriend. He was trying to bang Karen Reed.
Oh, is that true? Well, we're going to get into that right after this. So we're going to get into that. I'm just saying, the guy's worked there 30 years. He's under microscope and in that position. So he's probably an okay guy if you're able to work in law enforcement for 30 years. But we're going to get into that right after these commercials.
Soldier Fuel on Amazon, or go to buysoldierfuel.com and get an automatic 15% off your entire order.
When it's breaking, we're moving.
Breaking news.
Good Lord. I'm making some good money off these commercials. Soldier Fuel. It's like 7 minutes of Soldier Fuel. Oh God, did he just shotgun a Soldier Fuel? Wow. I think he did. He just shotgun a Soldier Fuel. It's got 2,000% vitamin C. We need to get Dean some of that. Yeah, the grift is weak tonight. We're off topic anyways. Is this really happening, or is the Soldier Fuel on loop? What's going on? Are they going to get that girl some Soldier Fuel too? Wow. Nothing better with a guy with no teeth promoting you on his TikTok. Nice. Can we get some more Soldier Fuel? What is going on here? I can't even speed it up because we are stream sniping it. Yeah, join the Soldier Fuel movement. Only if you're shotgunning them. I don't know what. Come on. I can't make it go any faster. Wow.
And trial and all of the, I guess, smoking gun evidence that you think proves her innocence. Now, you've been basically canceled. You've been targeted because you've gone after this family, which I want to say, I said this at the beginning, I'm Switzerland. I think James O'Keefe died of natural causes. I think he slipped and fell on a banana peel, and
John O'Keefe, James O'Keefe's dead.
James O'Keefe's my friend. Sorry, I just did an expose with James O'Keefe.
Yeah.
Sorry, John O'Keefe. Excuse me, not James.
Me and James have a lot in common. I messaged him when I was in jail. Actually, the first time I ever spoke with him.
Well, we need to get you on with James. I need to connect you with James. He's one of my very good friends. My point is, I believe John O'Keefe slipped on a banana peel. Karen Reed's innocent. Everybody's innocent, and it was Jesus that brought him back to heaven. That's my official opinion. For legal purposes. But you have been canceled. They've been coming after you. They're saying defamation. Can you tell us what has happened after the fact? And I think that is pretty damning, because really, if you're not, what do they say? He doth protest too much. Like, wouldn't you just want to move on and not keep this thing going by suing you and just really causing more tension to the situation?
No, it's like a bad case of the Streisand effect. That's what we have here. Like, I couldn't even announce that I was coming on your show because they would do to you what they did to Tim last week. They flew, like, I announced I was going on Tim's show 2 weeks in advance, right? They waited until after I had flown down there, right? A couple hours before the show, before their lawyer sent Tim a letter saying, you can't have him on your show, and if you do, we're going to sue you too. And so, of course, Tim's lawyers, who don't know anything about me or the case, they don't have time to research any of this. That's why they sent it that morning, so they wouldn't have time to research any of it. They're just like, lawyers, they're cautious, and they're just like, yeah, you can't have him on. And, Tim, I, in my opinion, did me a favor with his tweet there about, like, don't follow this guy. He's the most dangerous guy in the world, like sarcastic, obviously. And I gained like a whole bunch of followers. I made like $10,000 in donations that day. So like to my legal defense fund. So it worked out in that regard. Some might even say it was a setup to begin with. But, my point here is that, like, they don't want me talking. They don't want me going on shows like yours or Tim's show or anything like that, because they don't want new people researching me and finding more about this case. Because once you go down the rabbit hole and you start watching my videos and reading my Twitter, you're going to see very quickly that Karen Reed didn't do this, which means someone else did.
Well, I just want to say that 30-year police officer, they are innocent and they didn't do anything wrong. And once again, John O'Keefe slipped on a banana peel. No, I'll let people interpret that however they want. Now, okay, Turtle Boy, we got into Karen Reed didn't give you your flowers after you basically helped get her off for murder. You ended up having to do 60 days in jail with all of this, but you're continuing to have to deal with this legally. So is it criminal and civilly, which is basically what you explained? And I know that you made $10,000 in donations to your criminal defense fund, but $10,000 is one lawyer retainer for probably a month or 2 months. I mean, that's not really going to pay the whole legal bill. So can you tell us, how is your situation financially and how are you handling all of this?
Well, it's tough. I've made money from the Karen Reed case, obviously, because it's been very big exposure. My audience has grown tremendously, but it all gets pissed away on lawyers. Like, I've raised with my legal defense fund close to $500,000, right? My bills are significantly over that, right? So, I look forward to the day where I can just make money and like hold on to it and not just give it and pay for my attorneys to send their kids to private colleges. But hopefully that day comes. But, in the meantime, it is expensive. So I do have a legal defense fund out there. I have a give and go. I believe, I don't know if it's pinned to my Twitter, but I've shared it a bunch of times. And like, we raised $90,000 in one day, like a couple weeks ago. We just had like a telethon, and I did a 12-hour stream. So we can raise, I have an army of people behind me, because this is the First Amendment, man. This is big. And I've seen some of your work, right? And I love it. I love what you did with Barstool, how you barged in there and all that stuff. Yeah. If you watch some of my videos, it's very similar, except I'm doing it with people who I'm accusing of murder, right? Like, you're doing it fun and games with Dave. And
much higher stakes. Yours is much higher.
Those Ohio State guys were big. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, that was fun. The Ohio State one was funny, man.
No, I'm saying, well, Ohio State. To be fair, if it was Miami, they would have beat me up. Ohio State's the most disciplined team I've ever seen. But real quick, that's what it takes, a little bit of courage. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but I think that's why I'm well known, is that it's not that I'm, super smart I am super good looking. But my point is, it's because I'm trying to be fearless and you're fearless. But dude, everything that you've gained, you have millions of followers now, probably with your YouTube and Twitter. I know that you have a huge following. Now your ex-girlfriend those coming after you. Even Karen Reed is not
your ex-girlfriend.
And I mean that. And I mean that with all due respect. After everything, all the blood, sweat, and tears that you've invested into this, the attacks on your family, the 60 days in jail, was it worth it, Turtle Boy?
Yeah, it was all worth it, because this is the First Amendment on the line, man. Like, I used to be a high school teacher, and I quit to do this, right? Because I'm like, I could have had a nice, comfortable job. You get a pension, you retire after 30 years. It is what it is. You have a nice middle-class life, but it's boring. It's not like exciting, right? Like, I love this stuff. I love the First Amendment. I love being able to speak freely, to say what I want. And yeah, like, I am the guinea pig for this. They're charging me with witness intimidation simply because I went up to these people. I asked them questions. I asked them about the evidence in the case. I gave my opinion about their involvement in the death of John O'Keefe, which you're allowed to do. And if we go to jail for that, if we live in a society where you can't ask questions like that, we don't have a democracy anymore, right? We're no longer this is not the country that George Washington envisioned 250 years ago when this country was founded.
Aiden, I have to cut you off. This is your one problem, and I learned this mistake because I've been fighting vehemently for the First Amendment. I've actually had multiple First Amendment lawsuits. A couple I settled. Settled one in New York and Plano, but the one that went to the finish line, we were in federal court in Dallas, Texas. And I'm not trying to say this is scary. We put on an incredible case. I got kicked out of a county commissioner court's meeting for bringing up the fact that the county judge was arrested in college for doing a panty raid. And I didn't do anything egregious. Usually I'm like, dancing in a freaking thong or something. I was just really calm reading. And another county commissioner kicked me out. They violated their own rules of their meeting because if a county commissioner was kicked me out, they have to hold a vote. They didn't hold a vote. We put on a great case. We had 6 jurors, 4 Latino women, 1 black woman, and 1 white guy. And trying to explain to them what the First Amendment was like trying to teach them, arithmetic or algebra. They had no idea. I'm just saying, and that's a jury pool in Dallas. Maybe if you're in Washington, D.C., you'd understand. But then I started doing research because I'm like, we even had them on the stand admit that they didn't follow their own procedures to the meeting. They violated their own meeting's rules to kick me out. So you definitely think it's a First Amendment violation. But the problem is that the jury didn't even know what an amendment was. They didn't know what the first one was. They didn't know what the second one was. They didn't even know what the Constitution was. And then I learned that not necessarily, I didn't know if they're illegal or not. And probably they're not illegal if they're doing jury duty. But Hispanics and African Americans traditionally don't respect the Constitution because the Constitution was in the time of slavery. And it was in the time of when the world to them was not great. So they don't even respect the First Amendment. So you and I are out here dying. I'm spending tens of thousands of dollars on attorneys to take it to the finish line, presenting a great case. And I got 6 idiots that don't even know what the First Amendment is or what we receive by having it. They're like what it means. So that is my only worry with all of this is that
that's what Karen Reed once told me in a text that has since leaked. And she said that I'm scared of putting my fate, my life in the hands of 12 people who are too dumb to get out of jury duty. Right. So I get it. But here's the thing with me. Right. I've amassed this big audience because I'm a really effective communicator and I can tell my story better.
Yeah, bro. Real quick, I have to cut you off. Even a big audience, real quick though, even a big audience doesn't help you in a courtroom with 6 or 12 juries. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Because how did I get the big audience? Because I'm charismatic, because I'm a communicator, because I can tell the story and I will take the stand. I am not invoking my Fifth Amendment. I am going on that stand because no one can explain why I do what I do better than me. So when I get up on that stand and I tell the jurors all the facts of this case, why I went up to these people, why I suspected them of murder, why I made these accusations that I did, they're going to see it the same way I did. Because Karen Reed was acquitted by 12 jurors too. If you believe Karen Reed was innocent, then you're going to believe I'm innocent because if Karen Reed didn't do it, someone else did. And everything that I did and everything that I said to these people makes sense. It's completely validated because she didn't do it. I'm out here looking for justice for John O'Keefe that the police are not doing. And I'm not the least bit worried about a jury. I'd be more worried about a judge because judges are political hacks most of the time, and especially in Massachusetts, they're all appointed by people that I didn't vote for, certainly, right? I voted for the other people. I've criticized them. And so the jury is my people. That is where I'm going to find them. And there is no way a jury of 12 will ever convict me, ever.
Well, I hope that you don't get convicted, and I hope that doesn't happen. But I'll just be honest, and I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not even trying to be negative because I think that you should be positive in the situation, especially when times are tough. That's when you should have the most gratitude. That's when you should be the most thankful for your audience, the fact that you have it, because a lot of people would love to have an audience. My point is this: I'm not trying to give you a lecture. I don't want to say that. But when you get in a courtroom, They don't care about how many Instagram followers you are. They don't care about, how big of an audience is outside holding posters for you. Really and truly, you're dealing with 6 or 12 people that, like you said, are functioning autistic people that can't even figure out how to get out of jury duty because they want to make the $127 that they get for being a part of it. And on top of that, maybe you'll get lucky and you'll get some liberals on the jury that don't like cops, and then I think you'll be fine. But if that doesn't happen, I don't know, dude. I would never just say anything's a lock, but I don't think you should be worried. But it's just an uphill battle. Well, Aiden, thank you so much for joining us. How can people find you and support you? And what do you want to tell the people before you go?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Dr. Turtleboy. You can, Turtleboy Live is the YouTube channel. I'm on, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. I do nightly shows. That's my website, tbdailynews.com. Constantly posting new content on there. So check it out. Go down the rabbit hole, and you'll be as convinced as I am that Karen Reed's innocent and the First Amendment is still alive.
Well, I do encourage people to look into it. It is a salacious story with a lot of unanswered questions and a death that really doesn't make sense. So all I'm going to say is this. I've been trying to say this for legal purposes. I'm Switzerland in this thing. Aiden is his own entity. I just wanted to let him come on and give his side of the story. And I appreciate you, Aiden, for being candid and coming on. And last thing, I will say this. If Karen Reed came to your defense right now, would it mean more that she kind of disregarded you? Like, Is that what would that make it all the pain that you're going through? Would that kind of heal some of it?
That would be a huge morale booster. I would definitely say that.
Well, Karen, I'm sure she's seeing this. Somebody's going to clip it. Show Turtle Boy some love. The guy freaking went to jail for 60 days for you. You can't even freaking say thank you. I mean, give him a freaking CVS thank you card. But who am I? I'm Alex Stein. I don't know everything. Well, Aiden, thank you so much. Everybody go follow Turtle Boy. And
Bam. That's the interview he couldn't tell anybody about.
So, it was fucking, he brought up his ex-girlfriend, and anybody that brings up Meredith.
Hold on. I don't mean to interrupt you. I don't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to interrupt you.
But like anybody that brings up Meredith is instantly on like her hit list. So do you guys think we'll get Meredith going after Alex Stein?
Nice.
Probably not, but it would be hilarious. I'll be right back. I got a pizza.
All right, we're halfway through this video. We got to make it through this video before we can get off here. 26 minutes. Let's do it.
Very clearly a deep personal connection here. And you're going to see in a moment, it might be because they are Mormons and they are like very tight knit here. But Josh is able to just use the circus here, borrow the clowns, and keep sending them at Ben, but they don't have any like legal mustard to throw him in jail over. So now, in a last-ditch Hail Mary, he's coming to check the papers to see if the papers are fake, to get him on that. Like, these are fake papers, give me it, you're going to jail, that kind of thing. But he's about to find out they're not fake. He is doing everything lawfully and legally. He has to try and serve these papers. Josh just won't play ball with him. And I guess they all play different ball over there because now the police are also actively trying to prevent that from happening too. They're standing in the way of justice. They're actively preventing the legal system from working.
He could even just serve the papers for me.
You okay if I get these papers to him?
Yeah, for sure.
Just give me 1 minute.
Okay, thank you.
Sadly, we can't see the police officer serve Josh because the police department redacted all of it. But the only thing that really matters is that Josh is getting served.
He does not want the paper. So he does not want the papers? Here's that back for you.
What a surprise. How is that allowed? Hey, so he's serving you these papers, part of the legal process, an integral part of the legal process. Oh, you don't want them. Oh my God, I'm so sorry to bother you, Josh. Do you want me to fondle your balls, by the way, real quick? Okay, all right, let me do that real quick.
What? If you're in front of them and you have the papers and you're an officer, technically they're served. Hand them to him.
Okay, I'm gonna go take these back over there to Ben now. All right. I didn't mean to bother you. Yeah, no, I understand you don't want them. I'm sorry. I'll just go ahead and continue to impede the legal system. Thank you so much, Josh. I love you, brother. Group hug in the shower tonight. Thoughts? All right. I'll go ahead and scram. Let me go ahead and bring these back over there to ensure that they don't get served to you as is lawfully required by the legal system. Have a good day, Josh.
Papers.
Not sure what this is. I've never seen something like that. It doesn't look good when you've been trespassed.
Yeah.
Trying to serve papers.
Well, I think it looks exactly how we're supposed to do it legally. This is the legal way to do it.
I always thought that the police were supposed to remain unbiased, and if they were going to take a side, they definitely shouldn't take the side of the criminal. But I guess I was wrong. We got the police called on us again.
Oh, sure. The paper? The serving paper?
Yeah. Trying to speak with someone to verify
if a case is, just verify if a case is real.
Yeah, looks like a real small claims case in our court.
Okay, thank you for your help. That's all. Thank you.
So after bringing the papers back, after refusing to serve it to Josh because he said, "Nuh-uh," the officer then gets like really accusatory with him, saying, "It's bogus paper. This is stupid paper. You got dumb paper. Watch out, bud." And then they leave. Then the cops get called on him again. This time he directly takes the papers because he's going to try and find out if they're real or not definitively. He definitively gets a hard, yes, those are real. It is legitimate. And you would think at that point it'd be smooth sailing. Like, okay, this is all real. Everything Ben's saying seems to be truthful. That's not how this goes.
I think this phone call was the breaking point for the police.
I was rubbing his chin.
The police couldn't handle the fact that I was right and they were wrong.
Okay. Am I being arrested? Really?
I was confused on what I was being arrested for. I mean, the same police officers that arrested me gave me permission to do exactly what I was doing.
You can film from the sidewalk wherever it's public, right? But you can't go on that property if you do to be charged. Okay. Okay, yeah, for sure.
I got arrested for just doing what the police told me to do.
Not only doing what the police told him to do, by the way, what the legal system instructs him to do. He has to serve those fucking papers. He won in small claims court. They didn't pay. And now he's suing them personally. And to do that, as he has already been accepted and did everything by the legal process, has to serve the next phase of papers. And the cops have come out fucking 4 times. The goof troop keeps rolling in here. And now, after they have gotten definitive proof that this is all real and Ben is telling the truth, they then just arrest him for it. Oh, you've got some nerve coming around Utah telling the truth, Ben. Like, what the fuck is this? This is actual insanity.
What happened?
Yeah, I don't hear any sound.
These officers are so cooperative with Josh.
Yeah, I don't think he watched his video all the way through.
So that's where the potential connection comes into play. So all the officers are apparently pretty hardcore Mormons, as well as our main assholes here from Bricks and Minifigs. So that would explain why these officers are so cooperative with Josh in particular, even though they keep getting routine calls out there for nothing. And even though they definitely got a false report and acted on fraudulent information and still keep doing it for Josh, it seems. So I think that's probably correct. I think Brian's right. I think it is because they are all part of this Mormon community that is just looking to protect each other. So instead of holding someone accountable like Josh, who is engaging very clearly in some extremely immoral shit and potentially criminal shit, potentially he's doing a lot of heavy lifting there. I think there is overwhelming evidence to suggest there is definitely something very fishy afoot at the very least, and still refusing to give back those Legos to Brian, which, again, by his own company's admission, they shouldn't even have in the first place if they don't do consignment. Thus, they have no legal right to that inventory, and they are selling what is, by textbook definition, stolen property. All of this is something not even being considered by the law enforcement, despite Brian proving in court, winning his case, that he is the one being truthful, that his account of things is accurate, that the evidence is on Brian's side, not Bricks and Minifig's side. No matter what, though, it doesn't matter to the police department here, it seems, because they'd rather just protect Josh because they're Mormons. That appears to be what's going on. That's the only possible explanation for why they're going so hard against Ben. And this isn't even the hardest they go. He gets arrested here, and he does get out on bail. He gets arrested off absolute nothingness, just complete fucking barnacles. And they still aren't done with him. They still aren't finished with him. They are actually trying to just ruin his life and throw him in jail forever for the crime of reporting the truth and trying to get justice. He is going through all of the proper legal channels, doing it the right way, and even following all of the orders from the police and still getting this unfair treatment. So yeah, it probably is because they are in this tight-knit community here, and they just want to keep protecting each other instead of holding them accountable, like Josh or Brandon or something. And it's fucking gross. So they are putting that above their duty of protecting the public and enforcing the law and getting the bad guys in jail. Instead, they're getting the good guys thrown in jail here.
Out of jail now?
And this is when it really hit me that the justice system has decided to protect these criminals. So now there's really only one way I can think of to get this family the money back that got stolen from them, which is a GoFundMe. Time to promote it, to start getting donations. We printed out the GoFundMe's picture to hang it up so we could get a nice Instagram video to post to social media. But before the group could even hang the picture up, the police came.
What you guys up to?
Bro, the fucking police department must be headquartered in Josh's house or something. Like, holy shit. He must have like an underground facility of just these clone troopers from the Utah Police Department. They are just spawn camping. They literally live in fucking Josh's house, I guess, just for the sole purpose of trying to arrest Ben and his team for trying to get justice.
We're starting to GoFundMe.
Yeah.
What we're doing is we're going to get a bunch of publicity to get basically all this money back to this family.
into some defamation stuff.
Again, the police were thinking of any technicality they could think of to protect their Mormon friend.
Look at your stalking code. See if it's that. If it's not, we're going to look at disorderly. If it's not disorderly, then we're going to look at the city ordinance.
After going through every law they could think of, it turns out that hanging this sign on a fence and then taking a picture of it for Instagram is not illegal. In fact, what the group is doing is actually protected under the First Amendment, freedom of speech. So one of the police officers let the group know that they were okay to keep doing this.
Right now, I don't think you guys are going to want.
But this other police officer wasn't able to accept this reality.
We're going to take it down.
I love that. One officer's like, all right, so you guys aren't breaking the law. And the other guy's like, dag nabbit, and takes it down and throws it in the cruiser. So you can see them literally salivating and trying to really grasp at straws for any possible way of perverting the law to suit their puppet master's instructions, allegedly, to have them arrested. So they are doing everything they can to find some way, some excuse to arrest them, even though what they're doing isn't illegal. And the officers even said that on his body cam, by the way.
I can actually hear what they're saying here.
He sees it or give that? Is it an occasional crime? Is it disorderly conduct? Why? Is he upset about it?
I mean, I guess, but that's not.
Yeah, this police officer is right. Just because this might make Josh upset does not make this poster illegal. So I decided to let the police department know that some of the redactions they made aren't exactly what they're claiming they are.
Redaction was.
Okay, well, that didn't happen.
That definitely didn't happen.
No, I don't do that, Ben. I follow the Utah State Code, like I just said.
Right here, the police are actually admitting to themselves that none of this is illegal, but they're still going to try to arrest us anyways. It seems like the only reason they're getting rid of this audio is to protect the police officers from getting fired. I don't know what the police officers are saying in this next clip, but I'm pretty sure they're scheming up a way to get the group arrested, because this is what happens next.
Lieutenant Adamson can correct me if I'm wrong, but we're going to seize your phone right now.
Don't. Do not do that. You understand me? Right now, you're attempting to destroy evidence. Okay? Put your hands behind your back.
So Ben was able to sync up.
Because he handed him the phone to.
No, it's because he went to lock the phone, which he has every right to do. So
why wouldn't his phone be locked?
He pulled it out of his pocket. It
glanced his face.
Yeah, well, he pulled it out of his pocket. It wasn't locked, and he goes to press the lock button, and the cop's like, "You're trying to destroy evidence," and he's like, "No, dude." Like, what?
This is weird. This has gotten weirder than I thought it was going to get.
It gets worse.
This is worse than I thought it was.
Dude, it gets
some of the redactions
worse.
here.
There's no way it gets worse.
Dude, I'm telling you, it gets
Cops
worse.
trying to decide whether or not you're going on this bullshit charge or this bullshit charge. There's just waiting on a guy down at the precinct to go, all right, you can get him. I found something. And then this guy's like,
and actually
don't destroy evidence. God. And everybody in the town knows about it. Is it going to turn out to be a bunch of witches or something? Like a coven or something like that? Is that what this is? Like a vampire nest or something? Like
Yeah.
the single mind type thing, you know? It's weird.
find some of what they were saying, and it does appear that they are saying, like, yeah, not really a crime, but then they still do find a way to weasel out some kind of excuse for an arrest, and that's exactly what they do. So, and he also reports it, by the way, and the lady says, that didn't happen. Nope, we don't do that, Ben. I don't do that. Didn't happen. Even though you can watch and hear it, but whatever, I guess. So yeah, now they start arresting him, and as he's giving him his phone, he goes to lock it, and Officer Goofball here, in his tactical glasses, hits him with a, don't do that. I thought he was about to draw his weapon on him. All because the guy had the gall to try and lock his phone.
Kind of surprised he didn't hit him with the baton just once, you know? Just like a warning shot right across the top of his head.
Which is like a normal habit, by the way. Anytime I see my phone's unlocked, I lock it too. Every human being on the planet does. So just going to lock his phone, super normal. That's not destroying evidence. Also, they don't have any legal ground to stand on for how that could be destroying evidence. They don't even have a warrant to search it or anything. So he did nothing wrong, but the officer instantly springs into like combat mode there over it.
I was just locking my phone.
Okay, I'm going to switch over to the police officer's body cam POV so we can dissect what just happened. First, the police officer asks if he can confiscate Sheldon's phone. So Sheldon says, okay, and reaches in his pocket to give it to him. But at this point, Sheldon sees that his phone is unlocked. And at this moment, he decided that before giving it to the police officer, he was going to lock his phone, which is totally legal. There's no search warrant, so Sheldon is legally allowed to lock his phone. But as the police officer saw Sheldon's thumb moving towards that lock button, he snatched it out of his hands. And now the police officer is claiming that because he tried to lock his phone, he's destroying evidence.
Silence.
Yeah, I was giving it to
Stop
you.
talking.
I was
Stop
giving it to
talking,
you.
Okay.
On that phone. I wasn't trying to delete anything. In fact, it is actually impossible to delete something from an iPhone from a lock screen by hitting the power button. So in no context could I have been trying to erase something by hitting one button on my phone. Now I'm sure you have a phone as well. When you hit the power button, that doesn't delete anything, does it?
It wouldn't, yeah.
Yes, that's all I did.
Another arrest in the books for these.
Oh, he just said, I don't imagine it would. But you imagined it would in that video clip.
Fucking corrupt weenies over there. This is outrageous. So now he has to defend himself about like the claims of destroying or obstructing evidence for locking his phone, which again, everyone does that, and he's legally within his right to do so. They don't have a search warrant for it. But they're trying to bully him. They're trying to scare him. That has been their tactics this entire time. But they don't have anything on him, yet here he is, arrested for nothing. Even though on body cam, we can even see them say, not really breaking any laws. So why is he here? Food for thought. That's a little interesting, huh?
I literally couldn't have imagined a worse ending for this video. But I had no clue that it was about to get way worse.
Police department, make yourself known. Search warrant. Stand up. Step outside, everybody. Come on. No. Don't move like that. You understand me? Don't move like that. Okay?
Yeah, this cop pulled my arm so far back, it dislocated my shoulder.
What? These dudes that could have possibly been in there playing video games and jerking off go in with assault rifle.
Yep.
Wow.
And dislocated his shoulder for no reason. He wasn't resisting. He was just standing there, and the cops fucking
Don't move like
roughed his ass up.
Don't move like that.
Yep.
Don't you dare move like that. Like a human. Well, this is weird.
He claims it's because I was attempting to make an escape or something.
Don't move like that. You understand me? Don't move like that. Don't move quick. Everybody just chill.
If we go back a little bit, you can see I was being completely still when he grabbed me, and I actually made 0 quick movements. So this police officer is just straight up lying so he can give me a serious injury.
Included in the warrant are Lakers. And this is where it really, really, really gets unhinged. They come in with the guns drawn on the house. They fucking raid it based on
Did I just hear him say, where are the Legos?
Yeah, so that's why they're there.
Oh my God. Here we
Yeah,
go.
so now Josh is claiming they stole the Legos, even though all the evidence shows, like, how would they have stolen the fucking Legos, right? And Josh is claiming, and because these cops are his Mormon buddies, they're just like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, we know that he has them. We know that, like, this guy has been trying to serve you paperwork so he can get the Legos back. But you know what? You're our Mormon friend. We'll just go rough him up and arrest him for the Legos that you have.
With assault rifles.
Yeah.
3 dudes have done nothing, even remotely violent at all. Not even close. I haven't mentioned that. It's great.
a complete bogus search warrant where now the Bricks and Minifigs guys are trying to claim, oh, Ben stole the Legos. And the judge signed off on this search warrant here. So now they go and they arrest everyone in that house. And Ben in particular, they rough up. They dislocate his shoulder and claim that he was threatening to run, that he was giving them an indication he was about to flee. But the body cam betrays that lie because you can see.
That dude looks like if he did run, how far would he get? He looked like he just woke up.
Yeah,
Maybe
for real.
Video games and jerking off, doing what, however old they are. Looked like he was going to run. He did in that video. That's what I thought when I saw it. I was like, this motherfucker's going to run. He's going to run like Forrest Gump out of there. With 20 cops with assault rifles. Yeah. Running.
He's not. He's just standing there, and they just wanted to fuck him up because they could. This is so ridiculous. This should be huge outrage across Utah. Like, This is your law enforcement doing this, by the way. And these are your tax dollars being used to do shit like this, being misused by people like the bricks and minifigs goobers like Josh and Brandon. You should be upset. Anyone should see this and be extremely concerned and alarmed. Again, every officer that we're seeing here should 100% lose their jobs for this. It is corruption in broad daylight. This is just bare naked corruption. There are corporate ghouls that are weaponizing your local law enforcement for their own personal gain. They are using it as their own tool to turn it against you.
It is about time that somebody took a little bit of the heat off of Massachusetts. So
that's a really good point. At least this scandal. Could you imagine if this scandal happened in Massachusetts and be like, oh, fucking again?
No way. No way. We got to search around because there's witches here. There's witches and vampires involved in this.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts, dude. When the cops already know who you are and you just got to town, that's fucking weird. That's when you know you need to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just keep calling, you know? But can't expose the corruption that way. Videotaping everything and knowing that the law in those areas that they have to have that like body cam in the dash cams and shit, and knowing where to go and get it. That's pretty clever.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty clever.
Yeah. See, but the issue is, right, like he knows how to get it, right? You request the fucking body cam, but these fucking cops keep like redacting anything that he can actually use. Like all the private conversations, they're like, yeah, let's redact that. So it's like, yeah, he can get the body cam footage, and he does, and like it does help a little bit, but there's so much that they redact for like privacy, and it's like, man, fuck these cops, dude. Fuck these Utah cops.
You would think an attorney would be able to get it, whether, you know, an unredacted version or something.
He's trying to avoid like because that's what
yeah, legal fees. The whole thing is they're going to drown them out in legal fees
because they're a massive corporation.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Surely there would have been an attorney that would have helped.
Oh, well, there's a ton of attorneys that are trying to help him now. So
good, because he's been through a lot of shit. That's a lot.
This isn't. Dude, we're not even at the end, Danny.
I watched the other video, and I know that they did a lot of stuff just to open, you know, fake businesses, and it was like, damn, he's doing a lot.
Yeah, but Danny, just wait till the end. Just like, because it gets crazy.
Civilians, they're using it against Ben and his friends because they are hurting their feelings and exposing their very shady, very immoral actions based on all available evidence, and they don't like that. So now they are just completely shitting all over their rights as American citizens. The First Amendment, most notably, it should concern you. If there is a level of wealth that can be accumulated by people like Josh and Brandon that can let them just tap into the police resources and use it against individuals they don't like, that should keep you up at night and have you concerned. That is a huge fucking problem, because that seems to be what's going on here based on all the evidence I'm seeing. Ben and his team had followed the law to a T. Yes, they got a little wacky with some of the ways they went about it, but there's nothing wrong with doing that. Again, that's protected. They did everything lawfully based on everything I can see here, and every step of the way, the police department was working to impede them in that journey for justice. It's fucking scary.
Yes. The police department got an official warrant to search our house for stolen Legos. I should have seen this coming. Josh did threaten me in the last video that if I go out and actually try to sue him, he's going to come out and say that I'm the one that stole the Legos.
Okay, let's do it.
Fuck you, man. You stole them, bitch.
I stole the Legos?
Yeah, you're a fucking thief.
Hey. Okay.
You can shut the fuck up. That's your fucking choice.
Again, there's recorded evidence that this is also false. Josh even made that threat in the previous video. If you come after me, I'll tell them you stole the Legos, bitch. Why is Josh not in handcuffs? This is clearly fraudulent. He is wasting police resources. Why is Josh immune to it? Very odd. Isn't that strange?
I got taken to an interrogation room so they could find some reason to lock me up for good.
Ben, I'm Detective Nicole.
Last time, I was able to get
good. Like no time at all. Like no parameters for time, just for good. Just forever. and lock him up forever so that he doesn't expose the great Lego scandal.
Released on bail. This time, they're requesting that I be held in jail a month until my court date. But there's honestly nothing for me to hide, so I went through the entire story with them to show the detective that this whole thing is just a big misunderstanding.
This is where my heart broke for Ben. So they already got him on some bullshit before he was out on bail. They got him again now on more bullshit, extreme bullshit, and now they're looking to deny bail and hold him for a month. And Ben was under the belief that because he's done nothing wrong, this system will protect him, and that he shouldn't be afraid to tell officers the truth because the truth and the evidence is on his side. That's just not the reality. And that's not even exclusive to the Utah Police Department. One of the most important pieces of advice experts give, and this actually includes some police officers as well, is do not talk to the police without a lawyer present. Let the...
It's actually about a guy who put $200,000 worth of Lego sets in a consignment shop. And the consignment shop is like switched owners, and the new owner's like, I don't know where your Legos are.
Lawyer be the one to mediate and talk with the police for you, because in a situation like this, the police are not there to...
But all of my friends obviously are cops, so this is whatever.
Help you. They're there to fuck you. They are looking for, in Ben's case here, an excuse to hold him for that month. And Ben, knowing that he's done nothing wrong and can prove that everything he's done is legal by the book and lawful, was under the belief that, well, I've got nothing to hide. I'll go ahead and tell them everything. So that way, they'll be on my side. But that was just never in the cards. So when he started talking to them without a lawyer there, he did unfortunately give them a little ammunition that they could use to hold him for that month. He mentioned the GoFundMe.
Video. For a family if they got all their stuff stolen. I should be risking nothing by admitting this.
Basically, the police told me, do not take this man to court or else you'll get arrested. And so I was like, just thinking, and we're like, let's do a GoFundMe, you know? And that was their solution.
But I was wrong.
We're going to book you back into the jail. Okay. The creation of the GoFundMe, right? We're blasting this person all over saying, hey, he's...
So creating the GoFundMe was illegal?
When I asked the detective how creating a GoFundMe was probable cause to send me to jail, this was his response.
A lot of this stuff you may have to just get an attorney and fight it in the criminal side of court, right?
Scumbag.
Oh, yeah, should I go back?
Yeah, go ahead and stand up.
It's
Like
like
officer right here.
creating a GoFundMe is illegal, and he's like, yeah, man, you're just gonna have to get an attorney and fight it. And it's like fucking scumbag cops, dude. Scumbag cops. Scumbag, not all Mormons, but this is a scumbag Mormon community they got going on.
What's the charge, though? What's the charge?
Yeah, what's the charge?
Doing American stuff as an American?
Yeah.
In the United States of America?
It's insane, dude. But Danny, it gets worse, dude. Like we're not even at the end.
I thought this was the worst.
No.
Oh, God.
For you?
Yeah, it's that stupid. So they were very interested in the GoFundMe angle. They found some way of making that a big piece of this. So they interviewed the other people that they arrested here from Ben's team, and they were pretty focused on the GoFundMe stuff. So when Ben mentioned the GoFundMe, the officer probably had a huge fucking smile on his face and a wet spot in his trousers, because now somehow they're able to use that to justify holding Ben for a month in jail.
Wow.
It's fucking scary. That's frightening, man.
Completely blind to what I'm even being charged for. The worst part is that the police officers took away my bail, so now I have to wait a month in jail. However, I ended up getting extremely lucky. When a judge ended up reviewing this arrest, they thought the whole thing was so stupid and ended up releasing me on bail. So now, at least I'm a free man until my court case.
Ben got extremely lucky that a judge reviewed it and came to the rational
What do you
conclusion.
mean a judge reviewed it? A judge was never involved in the first place?
The judge reviewed the arrest and was like, this is horseshit.
You're talking about like a different judge than the judge that signed all of the shit to put the dude in jail.
Yeah.
And he probably knew when he picked it up.
And he's
like,
probably not Mormon, and that's like that's why he was like, what are you guys doing?
He's looked at it and he's like, fuck, it says Gary on it. I know this is gonna be fucking bad. And he throws it and he's like, look, you gotta drive down there right now and get this motherfucker out of jail, because this is crazy. But you know, the judges don't see all of that body cam footage and shit. They don't see all that stuff. They just see what's written on the little I guess warrant application.
Yep.
Which is obviously a fucking lie. Like, it's in crayon. It's just like a circle with a line through it. It's like the coven symbol.
That this is absurd. It's fucking preposterous. So he did get to get out and prepare for the upcoming lawsuit and his court date and all of that. But then he was informed that there is an arrest warrant out for him. So according to Ben, and based on everything we've seen so far, it sounds like Bricks and Minifigs has once again cooked up more lies about Ben, about how he's this big threat. They even like alluded to him being like a physical threat to the Bricks and Minifigs guys throughout this video.
What?
So he's this huge threat. He's out of control. He's on the loose. So now they have an arrest warrant out for him, which was actually signed off by a judge.
The only thing the police department can tell me is that I do have a warrant, but this time the judge approved it, that I will have no bail. And
what? How many charges are there in America that are non-bailable? What are they going to charge them with? Disorderly conduct? Disorderly conduct is not a bailable offense.
Oh, I mean, it's not. It's not always about that. It's like and I'm obviously this is completely corrupt, but there are other reasons why somebody wouldn't like why they if they think you're gonna run, they'll make it so you don't get to bail out.
Where's he gonna run? You've seen the car. He won't even make
yeah, no, I'm not saying. I'm just saying like it's not always about the offense. But in this case, it's just complete horseshit. There is no offense. He didn't even do anything, Danny.
He's never broken a law or done a drug in his life. He looks like a 23-year-old vanilla kid.
He didn't even do anything.
Like,
Yeah.
Look, William, you're driving. You're the straightest, whitest person we know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll never get in trouble. And that cop's like, I see your heroin eyes, boy.
Yeah, you got heroin in the car, dude. Insane. But Danny, you got to see where this fucking goes.
It's like the three dudes who don't look like they're on any shit. It's like, oh, look at these fucking sober motherfuckers right here. Probably got mad shirts on and shit. Signed the pledge in junior high and not gonna break it.
I'm now a physical threat to Josh, the person the police are protecting. So basically, at any moment now, I could be arrested without bail for some mystery crime. There really is only one thing that I can do now.
That's what I was going to say. It can't be a mystery crime. It has to be a charge.
Mm-hmm.
Like one that.
Well, I'm in Mexico now.
It's fucking lunacy, man. People that have like active stalkers that are literally a threat to their physical safety don't get this kind of treatment from the police. Like actual degenerate, deranged, delusional criminals that are actually threatening the safety of innocent people don't get treated like Ben has been by the authorities. So now he has an arrest warrant out, non-bailable. So in a panic, he goes to Mexico. I mean, I can't even blame him. I genuinely can't even blame him for that. And it's a complete mystery crime. Again, what they're even pursuing against him. This is so absurd. Again, this all started over Legos, but this has really revealed that Bricks and Minifigs is just a completely rotten company filled with actual maniacs, like genuine menaces. These are psychopaths. They are trying to have Ben arrested, ruin his life, throw him in jail over nothing because he's trying to get an old man his extremely valuable Lego collection back that they don't even have the right to in the first place by their own admission, because according to them, they don't do consignment, even though their contracts do say they do consignment. But regardless, if they don't do consignment, then they shouldn't have the inventory. Thus, they can't be selling the inventory because it would be stolen product. But they've already sold the inventory and they haven't paid for it. They haven't given Brian and his father what they're owed, and they're not giving the Legos back, even though he keeps requesting the Legos back. They refuse. And he has gone through everything lawfully. He has done everything as the law allows and permits and actually instructs him to do. He's followed every police order to a T, and still his life is in jeopardy here at the hands of Bricks and Minifigs and this corrupt police department and these officers. It's fucking infuriating. This is a huge deal. Now, I don't see what the fuck was wrong with the GoFundMe. I don't see why that was an issue, and I guess it's still a mystery because they haven't really said, but I'll put a link to all of that in the description here, obviously. It is so unreal.
That's crazy. Didn't you send me the
what?
The police department response? And then
yeah, but Danny, it is almost 12:15, and it is 12:15 here. I don't think I can stay for the police. The police response is good. We should watch it.
Yeah,
we should fuck it. It is good, dude. It is so bad and so. Like the police in their statement, dude, as you will find out, lie again and again and again in their fucking public statement about the situation. like very provable, like obvious falsities. It's bad. It's so bad. So
Yeah, it's
we'll
kind
have
of
to check that out.
yeah. We'll do another Lego stream.
Yeah,
Make
that'd be
it worth
nice.
it to well, it's like happening every day. So shit's happening every day. So by the time we make it to the next Lego stream, there may be a lot more shit out.
Yeah. Dude, it is like it's insane. You know, that these police are literally they basically in this fucking company's pocket because they're all fucking Mormon. Disgusting.
Yeah, it's more I feel like it's more the church than it is like the company, corporate Lego franchise consignment stores.
Yeah. It's bad.
It's definitely the church.
Yeah.
It's definitely. But that was pretty good to do something different.
Yeah, it was nice.
Something different. Well, Dean, appreciate you hanging out. I don't
Thanks
know how
for
many
having me, big dog.
I don't know how many times it is that we've done the internet now. I got to go back and watch the first stream. I don't even remember. Was it just me and you on that?
No, the first stream I think has it has you, Laleen, I believe. I think Mary B, and I show up later.
Yeah.
So
all right, we'll
I know
try.
because I looked through it because I was like, okay, we gotta watch the first stream, but I'm only gonna say it to Danny if I'm on that stream. So I was, and now that's why I'm suggesting it.
All right, so I got to show you this before we get off here. 3 more minutes.
Oh yes.
It's Dean, the techno leprechaun with a digital flair. Drop a beat, let's show Danny what's cooking, don't you dare. From TikToks to Twitch, we'll ride the trending wave. Press that button, together we will be brave. Oh, Danny, here's the plan, let the stream begin. We'll dive into the world of pixels and spins, watching the numbers soar and the hearts align. Together we'll do the internet, 2 stars that shine. Dean and Danny do the internet, come along for the ride. Live streaming dreams in this digital tide. From YouTube to the skies, let our voices hit high. With a techno heartbeat, we'll never say goodbye. Hey! From gaming streams to DIY, we're the dynamic pair. Guiding you through vlogs with a digital flair. Swipe up, hit like, come join the fun in the world of pixels. We've only just begun. Thank you for tuning in, we've cooked up a storm. Every frame, every meme, it's keeping us warm. Dean's got the skills, I'm learning the ropes. With every click, we'll build our hopes. Dean and Danny do the internet, come along for the ride. Live streaming dreams in this digital tide. From YouTube to the skies, let our voices hit high. With a techno heartbeat, we'll never say goodbye. Hey! Let's dance through the links, follow me, it's our show. In the vibrant realm of streams, let's see how far we'll go. Down the rabbit hole of clips and all the laughs. Together we'll conquer the net with our power. So here we are, gather round, don't forget to subscribe. With Dean and Danny, the energy is alive. Let's take this journey, our digital delight. internet all night.
Well, there it is. There it is. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is pretty good. But I did feel like it was a major racism. You piece of shit. You piece of shit.
Dude, did you see us in the fucking 6'4"?
In the 6'4"?
We were riding in?
Oh yeah.
That was pretty good though. That was
It
worth
was
it.
nice. I forgive it, but only because Danny rode the fucking carpet with me. He was like holding my waist, I think. So I forgive the racism for that.
One small moped would have been better for us both to ride.
Yeah.
Cross country.
All that vibrating. Fuck yeah. All right. I got to get to bed, dude.
I was standing in the kitchen with the window halfway down. You were talking about forever, like it wasn't that big a sound. I don't know if I believe it, but I like the way you said my name, like it's something you've been saving for a moment just like this one came. And I've been wrong enough times to know when not to speak. Some truths don't need explaining, they just sit beside you quietly. So let's not make it heavy, let's not make it hard. We don't need a reason, we don't need a God. If love is just a rhythm, we don't have to rush. Let it move through us, let it move through us. There's a chair out on the back porch, still shaved like you and me. We don't say what we're thinking, but we say enough to see. I don't need to read your future or pretend I know the plan. I just like the way your laughter fits inside the palm of my hand. So let's not make it holy, let's not make it wild. We've both been burned before, we've both been a child. If love is just a moment that we're passing through, let it move through us, let it move through us. Maybe I don't need the answer, maybe I just need the tune, something soft to lean against on an almost perfect afternoon. So don't say you'll stay forever, don't say you'll never leave. Just stay right where you are right now, that's enough for me.